Sorry about that. I think that was the first time I've had a game crash since I got the PS5. So hopefully it doesn't happen again. Since since I finished with the rock breaker, I'm just going to continue where it crashed. And we'll go from there. All we did is basically move towards the quarry, and I defeated the rock breaker, and I was like, okay, I'll just leave that as its own little video. So we are heading to crash the focus network. That's what we're gonna do. And I switched into my fancy armor. What do you guys think? Should I keep the fancy armor on, or should I switch back to my stealth suit? Sneak over this way. If it crashes again, I'm gonna assume it's the location, and I'll just make my way to the next save point if it does. But this is where it would have happened. I have some games that have done that in the past. Otherwise, I'm just going to assume it was random.
It's her, the machine rider.
I have a name. Medicinal herbs. It's been nice and quiet for machines up this way. Of course, we are in a pretty populated area. Is it medicinal or no? Shock resist, I think. Ooh, that looks medicinal. Don't pick up the ridgewood, we don't need that. Is that the last one you have, Sacred? I still haven't touched mercenaries, so... Wait, what's that called? New location? Bright Market. Oh, okay, you know what? Let's check this place out. I don't remember this place. Oh, that sucks. 3 of 8. Something tells me I'm really gonna hate mercenaries. Okay, I sense fetch quests abound here. But let's activate them. If they're local, I'll do them. If it takes us so far, we'll handle it when we do. Let's see. Person.
Leave me alone, girl. Can't you see I'm searching the water?
Okay, what's wrong? Has someone fallen in?
No. Have you seen a girl of about 17 and... I can't even say it.
Are you afraid she jumped to her death?
I don't know. Elida. My only daughter. She's gone.
Who else is searching for her?
I demanded the guards look for her, but I can't put my hope in them. They say girls run off all the time at this age. Not my Elida. I've reached out to her friends, but they say they haven't seen her in weeks. Weeks! How could I not know? But they will look for her. I've searched everywhere, and then I thought maybe she might be... here, in the water. By the sun!
Where did you last see her?
Just last night, in the house. She seemed... better.
Was she ill?
She seemed withdrawn. Sad. So I was pleased when she wanted to go out in the garden. That's the last I saw of her.
Has she done or said anything unusual?
She's been like a different person. She used to be such a happy girl, playing in the dirt with the boys.
What changed?
I don't know. She disagrees with me about everything. Hates the ceasefire. Thinks we never should have fought the war to begin with. It's been a month since I've seen her smile. She spends so much time in her room. I should have paid more attention.
Isn't that always the way?
Did something happen during the war that upset her?
The war upset us all. The cruelty of the mad Sun King. The blood on the streets. When Edelman's men fled, they stormed through here. There's a ceasefire now, of course, but Alita broods about it more than ever. It bothers her that our people are so divided.
I'm a good tracker. I could look for her. Where did you last see her?
In our garden. Please, maybe you'll find something I missed.
I'll do my best.
May the sun light your way.
Okay. Where do we start? I'm assuming not here. It's kind of a random place to be checking for somebody. There's a couple more blips. Let's go... This one's closer, I think. Let's try this one. So, Saker, what do you think? Do you like the armor?
The sunshine always makes me feel like I can do anything.
Or do you prefer my stealth suit? Ooh, person. I like the glowy effect. I think it's kind of cool.
Ah, the machine-riding Nora with the special spear. How lucky to come across you. I have a proposal. Come closer. Call me Fernand.
Okay, Fernand. What's your proposal?
During the reign of that idiot Carja King, Outlanders often hid items of value from raiders. Well, I found one.
What is it?
A relic from the old ones. You probably would understand it better than I do. Unfortunately, it's too high for me to reach.
Uh-huh, and you want me to get it for you?
What a brilliant plan! You're a much better climber than I am, to be sure. Get it, bring it back, and we'll split the proceeds.
How about I see what it is first?
That works too.
Hey, Fernand. My eyes are up here.
I'm looking at your spear. It's magnificent, but how does it work?
You stick the pointy end into the machine.
Yes, but how does it turn foe into friend?
It's simple, really.
Yes?
You wouldn't understand.
The context of that would completely change if I were a male character, right? I was just looking at your spear.
What do you do, exactly?
I'm a trader of fine tinkerings. I buy low, sell high.
But in this case, you wouldn't be buying.
Sometimes I find tinkerings as well.
I see. Let's say I'm interested. What do I need to do?
The relic rests on the rise of Dusk Mesa. Bring it to me at the Meridian Docks, and we will both profit.
We'll see about that.
Alright. Sounds an awful lot like a fetch quest. There was one other person here that had a blip at least, so let's go look and see if there are any more people. Then I'll check on the map where these are going to take us. I think the tracking the daughter is here, so we could probably do that one. And then we're off to Washington.
I always stayed like these. I always stayed alert. That's what I said.
Don't forget to stop buying better wares.
The Nora will survive. They always do.
Won't find better wares. Necessities.
Interesting how a lot of people don't seem to like the Nora.
They'll as soon cheat you as look at you.
I barely turn a profit even in the best of times, especially since I usually hand out what I can to those in need. Would you care for some fruit? Better enjoy it before someone runs off with the rest of it.
Has someone been stealing from you?
Yes, almost every night. Not enough to force me to close shop, but definitely enough to hurt.
sounds like it might be another local one.
Have you found any sign of the thief?
Just a couple of old rinds near the storehouse. Not much to go on.
Yeah, but you didn't have me before.
Why haven't the guards looked into it?
The guards blame the wildlife, but I doubt they believe it. I guess they have more to worry about than a woman and her livelihood.
Is there anyone you suspect?
I've known most people here since childhood. None of them strike me as a food thief. You want to talk about other vices, however?
I know how to track. I could look for the thief.
Really? Thank you. You could start in my storehouse by the river. Someone must be desperate to steal rather than just ask me.
I'll see what I can find.
A band down by the river?
You marked my words.
Another woman is rising in the Hunter's Lodge.
Investigating a thief over a missing person.
Only the finest goods here.
Sounds like I need to get my priorities straight, doesn't it? I have a feeling the person...
Fine goods for a fair price.
I have a feeling that the missing person one's gonna take us away from here, though. What's up with all the missing people? Think about it that way. Good luck, Secret. Oh, in here. Oh, this is, okay. The food. Am I scanning or actually investigating?
This barrel's been moved recently. There we go. Tracks.
Tracks. That way, okay. That's it. Oh, no, let's not make the machine angry. Should we go up?
Spoiled fruit. The rabbits seem to like it, though.
More tracks, or... What is that for?
Oh, look. The thief dropped more fruit for me to follow. If I can see it in all this grass.
Are we going up, like I assumed? Or am I literally following fruit? I assume we're going up, but... Or is it going down? Or over there. Okay, never mind. I was wrong. So we're going this way. This way. sawtooth.
Anything my focus could reveal.
Ooh, that's not a sawtooth.
Is this the last of the fruit? Okay, boars, out of the way so I can have a look. Trail of footprints this time.
Wait, is that... If there was a fruit trail to follow to begin with, shouldn't there have been footprints? This is feeling awfully fetch questy.
Must have climbed up.
We're going down. Well, oh, why are they? What are those? They sound like snap mons, but oh no, they're Glinthawks. Why, game?
Father, son, forgive me, forgive me!
I think I'd
There's a
rather
thief,
go.
and he's in trouble.
I think I'd rather go after the big guy. Crap. I knew it. I'm not doing very good here, am I? Wait, I can override them. Why didn't I override? Oh, it's not good. Crap. Crap. Override is not a good idea, got it. I am out of health. I am. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. Jeebus. Sacred's gonna be on the run. I think that was indeed misread. Alright. I have my fill of glint hawks for this entire playthrough. Okay, where's our friend here? No, not stalkers! Wait, where is he? Wasn't he like right here? Did he run off? He ran off, okay. If this isn't like the fetchiest of fetch quests. How far away is this taking me from where I was? I feel like I've been traveling quite a bit already. Technically, it's not a fetch quest. I'm supposed to be looking for somebody. Unless it asks me to bring them back, then it's a fetch quest. There he is.
Thank you, Savage! You saved me from the sun's judgment.
I did what now?
I left the misery of Sunfall not long ago, knowing that I'd never be welcome back in Meridian. So, I've been stealing food from a woman at Bright Market just to survive. But the glint hawks must be the judgment of the sun.
You believe it attacked you because you were stealing.
Why else? What if I beg forgiveness from the lady? Will that absolve me and save me from the glint hawks?
I took care of the Glinthawks, but yes, you should return and apologize. The woman you stole from is kind. She'll forgive you.
The sun has spoken! Thank you again, Savage. May the sun light your way!
Great. People finally stopped calling me outcast, and now it's Savage.
Yeah, really. Okay, let's, Sacred. S is perfectly fine. You don't need that double S BS. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Go this way. Oh, Firebird. I don't think you were here when we were talking about it, but how do you feel about the current armor I'm wearing? My fancy armor. I've been wearing my stealth suit the entire game. I feel like a change in wardrobe might be kind of nice. And clearly I need to use it because it's preventing me from dying. A lot. This is just the main game on Ultra Hard. Like, what's the DLC gonna be like? Are we interested in doing the DLC after this, I would assume? Wait. I'm assuming we're interested in DLC, but... The DLC kind of like throws in a bit of an extra challenge on top of this armor too, though. So Firebird, I don't know if you saw the DLC, but you might be familiar with that if you did. Oh, back. Oh! Oh! Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna go over this way. They haven't noticed me yet, as far as I can tell. Got a sawtooth, it looks like, and two different types of bellowbacks. New machine! Swollen with volatile liquid cargo, it can spray streams of cargo and engulf its enemies. So we have a different type of bellowback. I'm still not sure what the bellowback is supposed to be. My mind goes to like Stegosaurus, but Stegosaurus had 4 legs. To me, that's kind of what I think of when I see it, though.
Machines.
No need to follow me. We're all good. This way. This way. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What am I doing here? Oh my... Ah! Why am I fighting these?
Now's my chance.
Dang. Oh, this is bad. Okay, you know what? They already destroyed my machine. Let's just get away from them. Are you kidding me? If my mount can't come in the city, town, place, whatever, you shouldn't be able to either. Hey, Stacy. Okay. We returned to the place I don't remember the name of. So we have to look for a missing person now. So one was a thief, the other's a missing person.
Looks like Alita left a few things behind.
I don't see anything.
What's in this bottle?
Bottle.
Ugh, it smells like ash or rotten eggs. Better pour that out.
So don't drink. Got it.
Aren't these for spying far away?
Spy glasses? Oh, this. Oh, it's a telescope.
Why would you need a spyglass in the garden?
What's that? Supply crate.
I guess she was doing some gardening. Something buried. No, something dug up. I must have left a trail.
I should probably heal, shouldn't I? Okay, tracks. This armor's so loud.
Sure as the sun's rising, he's off courting that noble girl.
Flower petals. Why would she take flowers from her own garden?
Oh, flowers are pretty.
Did you find anything in the garden?
Nothing definite yet. I'll let you know.
Oh, okay. And then, like, do I have to stop and talk to him? It's a nice interactive dialogue there. That was a nice touch. I just run by and he asks. I wonder if I could talk to the woman that was selling the fruit. If I knew how to find her, I would.
Too many outlanders in Carter Labs these days.
Is that her? No option to talk. Okay, so we're heading out of the town limits again.
The petals end here, at the water. Could her father have been right, but at the wrong place?
At the boathouse? No, I don't think so. Did I not go inside? What have you been doing, Firebird? Firebird, we haven't played Phasmophobia in a bit now since we started jumping back in. We need to like correct that sometime. What am I? Oh, derp. Derp.
Ropes. To tie up a boat that isn't here.
Yeah, she's not drowning herself as far as I know. Dang, there's a big fish. Oh yeah, salmon, okay. Moss, that doesn't sound very exciting. Oh, I was not supposed to do that, was I? I thought I was going to swim somewhere. Okay, how do I get back up? I wonder if the armor, it doesn't seem like it's reacting to it, but...
Damn. Boats are full of water.
Oh, there's
Maybe
the rope,
she
okay.
took the boat to that island over there. Looks like I'm in for a long swim.
Wait, which VC are we talking about? We're talking about our VC or the Dark Legion? I didn't see anybody. I didn't see voice chat at all. I really haven't been on Discord today, but. Okay, so do I swim? Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. I assumed you meant another server. Otherwise, I most of the time when people are in VC, everybody somehow ends up in VC. either way. So one person goes in and everybody else just gets curious and we all start flooding in. Oh, that. Sorry, we're both talking about different things then. Fiverr's talking about one thing, Stacy's talking about another. I'm just over here like, yes. I know what's going on. I wonder if I could have taken my mount around here. Oh, blind! Jeez. Unless this is an island. I don't know, I feel like this is probably blind, the quickest route. Okay, stop looking at the light. Look, my poor detective mind is trying to piece together the facts, and it's not doing a good job. No surprise, but I'm trying. Okay, medicinals. The forbidden herbs. The devil's lettuce. Actually, they're just medicinal herbs.
Need them soon enough.
Yeah, we don't want to go towards that light. That's blinding. And a boat.
This looks promising.
Is it a love affair gone wrong? Oh, but that could be the reason she didn't come back. Okay.
Is that you?
So they woke up.
Stay back, it's not safe.
I'll be fine.
this?
Get out of the water. The thing's gonna destroy me. Okay. Oh, thank you. I can brute force it.
You did it!
I love how the parts just go flying off of it. That's so amazing. Ooh, I got a heart. Alright. I'm glad you joined us, Stacy. Sorry, you're running low on energy. Oh, poor rat. I've been really running low on energy too, but mine is a little bit more self-induced. At least partly. Oh, I'm out of it, aren't I? Yeah. What are those called again that I need? Is it blaze? Or whatever the bomb stuff is. Alright. Yeah, I don't really even lose track of time. I just don't like to go to bed. It's not that I don't want to sleep. I just don't like going to bed. And I think too much if I lay down, so I always watch stuff until I fall asleep. Oh, crap. Give me a second. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I can't sleep on my back either. I just absolutely cannot fall asleep like that. Oh, there you are. Hey. Do I have to come up there?
Who are you? How did you learn to fight like that? What are you even doing here?
Maybe you can start by answering a few of my questions. What are you doing on this island?
I come here to be alone.
Do you know your father fears you're dead?
I'm surprised he even noticed I was gone.
He has the whole village looking for you. He's worried.
The snap maw kept me. You took care of it, so thank you. I should be fine now.
Why did you bring flowers here?
No real reason. I'm trying to make this a place for us. For all of us.
Who's us? Is there someone else here?
No. I was going to surprise my friends with what I made. There's no one else here, obviously.
Let's go back to the village together.
I need to finish planting my garden. Just a little more time. I'll be fine, I promise.
You know, I think I'll take a little more time too. To look around.
You don't need to do that.
I really do.
Yes, I do. Very suspicious. Suspicious.
Bedrolls. 2 of them.
Oh, over there.
And a set of cups. She must not have been alone here.
Forbidden love.
Lita has a friend.
I'm banking on forbidden love here. Alright, okay, I think we're good over here. Oh, or not. No, I am. I think I saw one over here. Nope, that's just a watcher. Oh, wait. It's directing me back right to her. That was my entire investigation, finding 2 bedrolls. Super sleuth over here. Alright, why? Oh, there's literally a... Okay.
Elita, if you came here to be alone, why are there 2 bedrolls? And don't lie to me this time.
By the sun, I don't know where he is.
Who?
A troll. He lights a fire signal when it's safe to meet him, but he's not here.
Who's a troll?
A friend I've known since childhood. I'd be planting in the garden and he'd dump worms down my back. I hated that. But the last few months we'd meet here and everything was different. We talked for hours. He helped me plant that garden. I couldn't wait to see him again. It's like I'm dead and only come alive when I'm here with him. Do you know what that's like?
I can't say that I do.
Speaking of worms, we were talking about nematodes in class today, and we somehow got on the discussion when we were looking at Ascaris worms, or Ascaris worms, as to what sauce they would go best with, because they look like spaghetti. And that conversation was rather interesting.
Why keep this all secret?
Patrol is a soldier for the Karja in Shadow, stationed at the outpost across the lake. It's treason for us to even meet. How could I tell my father? How could I tell anyone?
I see, literally forbidden love, not just love, forbidden love.
Well, then how did you two arrange to meet here?
We came here as kids. After he left, I would come back sometimes. One day, I surprised him here. He smiled from ear to ear. We sat and played like we had as kids, but the war had changed him. Changed us both. We weren't kids anymore. We started meeting in secret. He'd light a fire to signal it was safe for him to leave his post at the Citadel, but last night...
He didn't come?
I've been waiting all night and all day. I haven't seen anyone but you.
Enough of this. You have to go back.
Please, if you came all this way, will you look for a trawl? He lit the fire on the island not far from here. If I go, he could be killed. We could break the ceasefire, but Honora wouldn't. I didn't mean for any of this to happen. I'm so sorry.
I'll find him if I can, as long as you go home to your father.
I will. But please come find me there. I can't sleep. I can't breathe knowing a troll could be out there, hurting.
Young love. And I gotta swim further out? Wait. Would it be easier just to walk around? No, let's just swim. We're just gonna point A to point B this. So if you're curious, we decided that Ascaris worms would go best with Alfredo sauce. In case anybody's wondering. Ooh. Tall neck. Water looks pretty calm. It looks like glass.
Here's what's left of the fire. Looks like some sort of scuffle, ending with someone being dragged away.
It feels like this is taking me a long ways away from the Eclipse, Eclipse space that we're looking for. I did say I was going to ignore the third questy thing I got from that little village for now. It didn't sound that urgent. This sounds urgent.
Hey! Speak up or I'll cut off your other finger. Who were you signaling? Get the bird.
That must be a troll. Quite a few guards there. Maybe there's another way in.
We've been in here, haven't we? Like I would just duck at the right time. They're like, huh? Another way in, she says. You mean like this? It sounds like the Duke. It does, doesn't it?
Saw me. Here we go.
Who's on? Oh! That was bad. This is one of those now all of China knows you're here moments. I feel like I could have gone about that a little bit more stealthily. Hold on, Aloy. We got this.
That's right. No one here.
What do you got?
You saw nothing.
I'm not coming back from this one.
That's not what I meant to do. That's really not what I meant to do. FML. I'm out of health items again. Okay, never mind.
Got eyes on him?
Can I pull you over the edge? I mean... Oh. He saw me. I didn't do that. There's absolutely nobody here. I assure you.
No one.
Alright, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let them calm down, and I'm going to take a quick break. I don't see any yellow spots. I'm assuming that they've all settled down. Let's try again.
Understood strength. He would spit on us for this ceasefire.
Alright, much better. Okay. Crap.
They saw me.
Are you freaking kidding me? A-L-O-Y. Aloy. I believe it's a play on the word alloy for metal. I do not exist. I am one with the wall. Puzzle. Look, the guy just dropped dead of natural reasons. You can completely ignore the giant spear-shaped hole in him. It wasn't me. Again, I don't exist. I'm not here. Like my suit doesn't give me away completely. Uh-oh. Are you kidding me?
Heard something.
No, you didn't. God. It's not working in my favor. You heard nothing. You heard absolutely nothing. Just turn around. Just turn around.
Might have a man down.
Well, here I am.
Okay. That went a little bit better.
They're leaving.
Are they? Apparently they are. I should probably be in my stealth suit right now. I'm making a lot of noise.
Don't sit back. Could still be out there.
Okay. Okay, so where's the dude I'm looking for? Do I go down here? Or... I'm just gonna assume yes.
They called King Jiran.
Okay. If I can... Okay, they're outside. Such a stealthy suit of armor, hey? They're just confused, okay. They are confusion. Got it. Like the most half-assed rescue mission in the entire world. No idea where I'm going. Oh, you must be...
A troll. Are you a troll? Elita sent me.
Alida. I was gonna ask her to leave with me. To go into the Outlands. Somewhere out in the sun where no shadow could reach us. But we wouldn't have made it. They would have followed me. I know now. Alida, tell her they never learned about our island. She's safe. Give her this. Tell her it's worth it.
A troll?
Well, that's disappointing. I was gonna say disappointing.
Or a troll.
Or depressing. I'm not sure which one I was going for.
Elita.
They just kind of merged into one word. Disappressing. Did not come out the way I thought it would. Alright. I think I can get out of here now. Considering that the marker looks like it's a far distance away from me. Let's not jump off the ledge this time. Oh, wait. You know... Uh-huh. This looks like a quicker way out of here. Okay. Hey, bunny. That's a huge... Look at the size of that thing. That's a massive rabbit. Okay. I have chat open on my computer monitor. I just turned off my work monitor and pull up Discord off on the side in case I need to do stuff in there. Which is not bad in a game like this. It would be problematic if I was playing a darker game, though. Like, when I was playing Visage, I could barely see, and I was in pitch black all the time, so...
Definitely awake now.
Although I was watching somebody play Visage yesterday and the day before. They only played one chapter of it. Which is a really common occurrence, it seems. And I was like, wow, I can actually see the house in that game. I guess that's what it's like when you play the game, with the right light settings properly, properly set. I still maintain that the dark settings I have on though do make the game look nicer. But it was nice to be able to see the house. It sure made things a little bit less stressful.
I've got all the best goods here.
I've got all the best goods here.
Don't look to me for help. My duty is to guard. You don't get it wrong.
Okay. We've been playing for like an hour and a half and we still have not got to the first destination I was targeting. Something tells me part of the title of this is going to carry over to next time.
Don't say it. I know he's gone.
The Shadow Karja found him. But you should know, he never betrayed you. He wanted you to have this key.
It's the key to the lock he gave me. He said our lives were locked together. Thank you for bringing it back. For all you did for us.
He said it was worth it. All of it. Are you all right?
No. But I will be soon.
Are you saying what I think you're saying? Elita, no. Look at me.
No, don't say you can't do this. You're not alone. Yeah.
Look at me. I can't imagine how you're feeling. But you don't have to go it alone. Your father was crushed when he thought you were dead.
Crushed. He still treats me like a perfect doll. His prized possession. No. With the Troll gone, I'm all alone. It isn't worth it.
Wait, Elita. I was wrong about what a troll said. He didn't say it was worth it. He said it is worth it. All of it. Our losses can feel overwhelming. But they remind us of our connections to others. To a troll. Even to your father. A troll would have wanted you to remember that and go on. I know it. Now will you?
I'll try.
Please, let me get your father. Will you talk to him?
I guess.
When someone is considering taking their own life, you don't want to be outright confrontational. You don't want to be judgmental.
You'll like what I have for sale. I promise.
You want to let them know that they're heard.
They're necessities.
Most of the time, you know, they're seeing that as like the only option.
Move along. You have no need to loiter around here.
Excuse me, having a serious talk over here. You know, they're seeing that as like the only option to deal with what they're going through. And a lot of times they will completely break what they're planning to do.
Move along. You have no
if
need to
somebody
loiter
reaches
around
out
here.
to them.
Check out these wares.
And does so in, you know, like I said, in a non-judgmental way.
I should have given you a token for your kindness in finding Elita. Is something wrong?
Elita needs you to listen. Right now. Go to the garden, quickly.
I will. At once.
Really listen to her, though.
Fine goods for a fair price.
Alert.
Don't be a parent here. Listen.
Don't ask me where to go if you're lost. I'm a guard, not the town crier.
Wow, these people are so rude. Let's see, let's do... Alright, so we're actually gonna head to Washington this time.
I always knew that Nora would come to a bad end. It's what comes of letting women lead.
Excuse me?
First the Asaram.
Who said that?
Nora wandering about our land.
Wow, these people. Alright, I'm just getting out of here. Okay, back on the main goal here, main objective. Bright Market, that's the name of the place. I don't know why I didn't remember that. Mount can't come here, okay. Oh, I probably have to cross the bridge. Is that my mount, or is that... No, I don't think that is. Maybe?
Spotted.
No. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, oh bad. Oh bad. Oh bad. Oh, lots more bad. Lots more bad. Lots more bad.
Be fascinating if they weren't looking for me.
Oh, jeez. What was that for? Did they just... I think that was an accident. They didn't look like they were being aggressive. Watch your shares, though. Ooh, metal flower. Can we be friends here? I know the answer to that question, but... Climbing escarpment? Is that a word? Saker, that's your realm, isn't it? Climbing. I feel like this is definitely a place for stealth.
Ho!
Not me being lit up like a Christmas tree. That's better.
There are the handholds, right where you'd said they'd be. Did you get that, Sylens? No? Fitting name you got there.
All right. Take a seat at the campfire and we'll have a little chat.
Interesting. He wants to talk.
How nice of you to finally drop by.
Our purpose this night is to crash the focus network.
Yeah, tell me the part I don't know. How?
For starters, you'll need to infiltrate the Eclipse's main base.
Wait, what?
That's right. Fortunately for you, I brought you around to the back way. It's right through that crevice. Once you reach the base, you'll see the objective. A derelict tall neck that's been extensively modified. Climb the tall neck. Grafted into the top of its disk, you'll find a module of sorts. Destroy that, and the focus network will crash.
So you were part of the Eclipse?
I've never been part of anything. I serve my own interests, always. But it is the case that I assisted the Eclipse before I sensed the threat they might become. It was a mistake that I'm doing what I can to correct.
What sort of assistance did you give them?
Head through that crevice, Aloy. You have more important things to do than ask questions.
Who didn't see that coming?
Let's see what's through here.
Nope. Have to duck.
Corrupted machines. Patrolling like guards.
More like soldiers. Held in reserve for a war yet to come. You'll have to get past them.
This is the easy way in?
The back way in. I didn't say it'd be easy.
Oh, great. Okay. Let's take out as many machines as we can. Oh. I don't think a spear strike is going to take that out. I might leave that one standing. Maybe a direct shot to the lens might deal some damage, but... I don't want to get spotted by that one either.
I need this.
Oh. Kind of edgy, but I think I can do this. Maybe not. That was probably a bad idea. Oh, okay, that worked. Which way am I going? Gotcha. that worked out better than I thought it would.
They know where I am.
Crap. I think this game was made because someone had started waiting for a Turok remake. Oh, that's good. I like that. Did you see Ridgewood? If you did, it was in a box, like this. In which case, I don't worry about that.
That's it. I'm already gone.
Sacred, that one kills me. Oh no, these can scan for me. I gotta be careful here. Can I get you in a single spear strike? I bet I can. Don't worry, I didn't pick up any free Ridgewood. It's just sitting in the box. If I whistle to them, do they scan? Or come check it out? Oh, I just realized I was standing next to it. Jeez. You come over here. I don't think they're gonna see me from here. Oh, them moves, hey? Yeah, it does totally have Turok vibes. I agree with that. I don't really remember Turok that well. I think I got freaked out by the game. Well, first of all, I didn't know what I was doing when I first played it. I was pretty young. And I think I got freaked out by the game. Something about it was really unsettling. I don't know if it was meant to be like a horror game, but you know, when you're younger, horror games get you pretty hard initially. Then you get desensitized to them. Then you get older and you start getting even more scared. Not like when you were younger, but worse than when you were beyond that point. You see nothing. Uh-oh. Are you gonna scan? No. Ooh. Barracuda. It was so creepy though, the whole idea of the game.
Right on target.
You know, the first game I would say that really, there's some games that got to me when I was younger. Shadows of the Empire got to me a lot. The one that really always stuck with me, I think it's probably one that sticks with a lot of people, is Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Those really stuck with me on the horror side. They had some parts that were really unsettling.
Getting close now. Head for that ridge.
My first thought there was that's what she said. Oh, that's bad. Hey there, buddy. It makes no sense in some ways, but you see nothing. Don't come over here. Okay, I think I did okay there.
The tall neck's just over this ridge. You'll see it when you reach the top. Now be ready to act fast. You need to get in and get it done before they raise an alarm. Here we go.
Alright. So we want to take these
Getting
people
this?
up.
I see the legs of a tall neck down there, but no tall neck.
Damn. The transmitter's been moved. Check down the ravine to the left. Only place it could be.
So much for your insider knowledge. Toward the explosions. Great.
You got exactly one shot at this, Aloy, so spare the sarcasm and make it count. You see that bridge over the ravine?
Yep.
Memorize its location. There's a rappel point on the side. That'll be your way out.
And these Eclipse troopers?
Avoid them or kill them, your choice. The blasting should cover any noise you make. Find the tall neck and destroy the module on top.
Here we go.
Radiating the anger of Shadow.
I was just gonna whistle for him, and I'm like, no, maybe not.
I want to fight for Shadow, not play in the dirt. Someone here?
Absolutely not. Very stealth-like.
The herds grow stronger, bathed in shadow. They will trample anyone who fights against us.
Much stealth.
Is that a...
Nope. It's not. Uh-oh.
Fall before the shadow!
Oh! Right next to me.
We're dead too if you don't fight!
Okay. Stealth broken, stealth broken, stealth broken. Oh, I fell my death. Okay, that was bad. May have died there. I mean, what are you talking about? Nothing happened. This is my first attempt.
Supposed to eat his fill. Needless to say, we taught him.
Could be something here!
Let's wait till it gets a little bit closer. That other guy snuck right up on me. I gotta be a little bit more careful about this. Can I get him from here?
Helis is a true soldier, concerned with victory, not finery.
Okay, let's play this a little bit smarter this time. There's not too many of them. Can I whistle? Apparently not. Alright, let's see. How about over here? A little bit closer. Any more people over here? Can I scan them from here? Ceremonial armor. Okay. That's quite a distance for a scan. Alright, maybe I'll wait for this guy to get back and I'll...
The more we dig from the ancient machines, the stronger we grow. Our time is coming.
What is the damage on this again? 126. See if they notice. If they don't notice, I can sneak around a bit more. Otherwise, I'll have to pick them up while they come over this way, I guess, or search. I could probably hit some of them from here, too, but... Oh, you noticed. Investigate,
Still
please.
sniffing around.
Man down!
Okay, never mind. Just learning everybody. Well, let's see. They're just chilling out. Okay, maybe I can get him from here. Maybe. Oh. Where are you? Okay. Wait, he just gave up? I think he just gave up. Alright. And... Are you facing me? I don't think so. Okay.
That shelter. It's bigger than the others.
Find
there.
the tallneck, Aloy. There's no time to poke around.
There is if I make time.
Oh, chill out. I'm getting there. Hey there. New Blitz? No Blitz? Who are you talking to? I don't see any other people here. You just... Dang.
Is there fighting up ahead?
No.
Okay.
It's a mining operation. So long as you're quick, it won't affect you.
Oh good, another secret.
Oh, that's the armor I scanned.
This armor.
Helis?
There's only one man big enough to wear this. Helis.
Yeah.
This is his shelter? Not exactly fancy.
What would you expect of a fanatic? His only extravagance is his brutality.
So you know him?
Just enough to want to stop him.
That's a lot of recordings to go through. Alright. Wife.
When sleep refuses to come, I think of our wedding night. How you welcomed me to the marital bed. How after, when you fell asleep, I lay there watching your delicate face. For all its beauty, I detested its fragility. A rage swelled up inside me. I abhorred that bed. How its softness threatened to swallow us up. And that room, the stench of incense, the fine embroidery of the drapes, all of it weak. I slipped from the bed, threw open the casement, and lay naked on the stone floor, determined to spurn all seductions of comfort. But when I woke the next morning, you lay beside me, naked as I in the cold. Your body, stretched beside mine, seemed chiseled from stone. I saw you wake, instantly alert, like an animal ready to strike. You said nothing. You did not have to. Already you had shown me beyond doubt that we were meant to be.
Absolutely love his voice acting. So, I've commented on him before, and I kind of forgot to bring him up again, because you don't really see him until more later in the game. But Helis' voice actor is Crispin Freeman, who played Helsing in the anime series, both of them. He's done a lot of other things, too. That's the one that always comes to my mind.
Never does the sun show pity. And yet, when my wife died in birthing, and in dying ended the life of my child unborn, I pitied myself. My lord sensed this, but instead of casting me down for weakness, he cast upon me a radiant beam of honor. He ordered my kin buried in the sacred caves reserved for royals and heroes. Unimaginable. Never again would I doubt that I am the chosen of the sun. Never again would pity find a place in me. Not for myself, or another.
I've heard him do a lot of other voice acting parts because he does a lot of dubs, of course, if he's in Hellsing.
When I first set eyes on the buried shadow, I trembled. Was I not the chosen of the sun? A blazing light of faith to shred and scatter darkness? Was it not my place to destroy this devil? But High Priest Bahavas instructed me in the prophecy and set right my frame of mind. The murder of the true Sun King broke the cosmic cycle short of completion. The whole world cast into darkness, doomed. To resume and turn the wheel of time would require more than sun and faith. All forces must combine, all halves of nature join to one cause. Shadow to sun, night to day. Even a buried shadow wants the wheel to turn, for without a sun in the sky, there can be no shadow. My lord, the 13th king of the Karja Sundom was murdered. Cut down by cowards who mistook firm rule for madness. Ever the strong are beset upon by the weak. So he said, as the traitors launched their assault. As their cannons forged by Oseram filth toppled the battlements and burst the gates. I would have fought to the end. But it was his will, the will of the sun, that I lead the prince and queen into the west, to safety. My lord did not hesitate. He saw his fate. He looked into the sun, and he did not blink. With me, he sent kestrels, nobles, sun priests, and slaves. Killing all that stood in the way, I carved a path to Sunfall. There, we joined others to gather the strength to take back our home. But our strength only faded, until the buried shadow was brought to light.
I don't recommend staring into the sun. Just saying.
So long as King Itamen languishes at Sunfall, coddled by his mother, he will never learn the true lessons of the sun. I have tried to instruct him, but the shadow of his mother's influence is upon him. I took him to the palace balcony to behold an offering of sacrifice in the ring, but he showed no thirst for it. He averted his gaze. Look to the sun, I told him. Do not shield your eyes. In all things, it is absolute. One day, it nurtures life, and the next, scorches life away. It burns the skin of champions and wretches alike. Never does the sun show pity. That is the example a Sun King must follow. The example of your father. But before my instruction could take hold, she was there, clutching him to her robes, burying his face against her breast. How is a king to rule when he cannot even see? Every morning, I wake to the same nightmare. The same reality. Holy Meridian, in the hands of profligates. Debased. The spire, towering above the horizon like a glittering spike through the center of my mind. Every daybreak in exile is a mark of failure, but the count of days runs thin. I will see Meridian retaken, the profligates slaughtered, a true king restored to the Mesa throne. In this, I have become an instrument of prophecy.
So again, they have been referring to Helis as a fanatic, since he is just following Hades, essentially, bidding, essentially.
Did it. He's a fanatic, all right. Single-minded.
It gives him a focus that you seem to lack. Now how about finding that tall neck?
I'm working on it.
Not even easy to drag the tall neck down this path. Why bother?
Just find it and get to the top. Destroy the module, and then get out fast as you can.
Sure is a lot of blasting up there. Sounds busy.
Busy enough not to notice you, let's hope.
I see it. They've built some kind of structure around it.
Climb it. The sooner this is done, the better.
Stop being so pushy.
It feels wrong.
Everything here is wrong. Just get to the module and destroy it.
Like this here. Just... Okay. I didn't do that. Yeah, this does feel weird. Alright. How much fun I bet we get caught here.
Now be quick.
This.
Oh.
This is Hades?
Aloy, this is not the time.
Oh. It's fully intact too, I just noticed that.
Devil.
Open the module's casing, now.
Oh, that's really cool.
Do as I say or all is lost.
Yeah, I agree. Let's get moving. Well, guess Terry knows we're here now.
Entity has come here. Entity miscalculated. Entity cannot destroy me. I am beyond its reach.
Maybe you are. But this isn't!
Destroy the entity.
Oh, okay, get the heck out of here. Oh, poor Kalnek.
Keep moving!
Yeah, run.
Talk about a brave trail.
You're going.
Yeah, you think? What do you think I'm doing? Taking a nap?
Oh. Okay.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, not good.
Almost out of it. What?
Bro, don't fight!
Oh. Yeah, I got that.
Come on.
Head left towards the camp.
I'm going.
Got it. Almost there.
The whole base is on high alert.
Yeah, I noticed.
I gathered.
Keep running!
Wait, where was the escape again?
More Eclipse across the ravine.
Bridge in sight.
That's the way out.
I know.
Got it. Well, at least I broke my fall, so to speak. Speaking of moss,
Rough going, but you survived.
You knew Hades was there and you sent me to him?
I won't deny I risked your life, but it was the only way. Now, with the focus network down, we can both get what we want. Access to the secrets of Zero Dawn.
I'm past trusting you with secrets.
Good. That means you're wising up. Trust is for fools. It shifts and crumbles like sand. A poor foundation for any partnership. But mutual self-interest, now that is a solid bedrock upon which you and I might build a new science of understanding. We both need answers, Aloy. And thanks to you, we're on the verge of grasping them. At Sunfall, we'll speak again.
You miserable... Damn him.
I never
if
put
I
you
could
in.
toss this focus and be rid of you, Sylens, I would. But we both know I need it. Sunfall it is. And Zero Dawn.
I never put two and two together that Hades was intact there. That you could see the arms and coming out of it. So, also, just to point out, Hades is one of the, what do you call it? Horus, right? Horus units. Oh, bad. Go away. We're on Stalker Land right now. Let's see. Alright, to Sunfall! So I kind of interpreted some of the stuff we learned in the last time we did story stuff. I wouldn't say it necessarily interpreted. The game kind of spells it out, just doesn't say it to you. It's more like it...
Thanks for the trail.
Yeah, let's not get his attention. It kind of gives you a good idea of what happened to the world, but without directly saying it. Like, it's all in document. Let's keep going. Let's not play with that. So we have not been to Sunfall yet, but that's basically the Shadow Karja kind of central area. If you go there ahead of time, Sylens kind of warns you about that. Or one time I left my laptop at work unplugged. So I usually just leave it plugged over the weekend. It's plugged into my monitors there. And I came in and the battery was just drained. I was like, oh, that's great. It's a great way to start the day. Especially when you use it for class. I didn't used to use it for class. It wasn't as big of a deal at the time. But, you know... Oh, no. Don't shoot me. Lately, I've actually been...
And now...
Oh, no. Run. I had enough of those for one day, too. Oh. Okay. We're safe. We're good. I believe that is Sunfall there. That's the Citadel. Ooh, big things. I don't want to run into big things. I do believe there's one side quest here. Tremors Part 18, Turok Remake. Yes, that is definitely this game.
Sunfall. The Mad King Duran's summer palace. A bulwark of Karja might against the howling Forbidden West.
Thanks for the history lesson.
But they have no idea what lies beneath. We will learn much from this, Aloy.
That's what I'm hoping.
Alright. I think what I'm going to do really quick is take a break. Do we want to do the side quest right now? I know we should probably do it eventually. If I remember, that's a cool one, but I remember it also being hard. Alright, let me see. Okay. Anyways, give me a second. I'm going to take a quick break and we'll get back to this. It's actually probably one of my favorite parts, if I'm recalling it correctly. So I'm looking forward to this a lot. I'm thinking I might save that side quest for later and just jump into this, because if I remember, this takes quite a bit of time to get through.
You know, the worst part? It's not the hunger or the discomfort or the...
Go to Sunfall. I believe we have arrived. Yeah, look at the armor. So I believe that's the typical Shadow Carja
just to look.
armor.
Would you like to buy something today?
Alright. It's very ancient Rome.
The submarine. Proud tradition of the country.
It's not like this in Meridian. At least.
I'm sure they must.
I love that have something like that here.
Now we get to see if your attack on their focus network was entirely successful.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Did I crash the network or not?
In theory, all should be well.
So if you come here before this, they kind of no pun intended, focus in on the fact that they're wearing the focuses.
Just don't touch anything.
And she kind of...
Success. Welcome to the Citadel, Aloy.
Yeah.
I'll check back with you in a moment. In the meantime, circulate.
Outlanders, if you want to hear about today's bounties, head for the throne room. You're not going to make any shards by standing out here.
I'll take the shards, even if it means having to listen to Bahavas.
I hear the Shadow Carja are looking for one of their own. Should pay well.
Why do I know that name? Bahavis. Is that supposed to be their temporary ruler? Because remember, the Carja are split. There's two factions, so...
By the glory of the sun revealed. Behold, radiant Edaman, the one true Sun King, the light in shadow, whose will is light and whose light is law!
I command Lucius Bahavas to speak in my behalf.
By the will of radiant Edaman does the sun glare down mercilessly upon the traitor Uthid. To the hunter who brings his head to us shall go a bounty of 500 shards.
More prisoners than royalty, don't you think? Love your hair. You and I need to chat, little huntress. The green tent down in Shadowside. I'll be waiting.
Oh, that's the quest I was thinking of.
We both know you're no killer for hire. Uthid is innocent. So come see me while there's still time to save him.
You're making me...
The way in I spoke of is right behind you.
You've got to be kidding.
Not at all. And you needn't worry about the Kestrels. They'll be too busy acting important to pay attention to you.
First time in the Citadel, gotta see the sun
Acting
ring
important.
from on high.
I like that one.
Kestrels. Ah, they
So-
want us to see this, boy. It makes quite an
The
impression.
balustrade. It's a short drop from there.
So, I think that woman, what she was saying, is actually maybe the quest I'm thinking of. So maybe there's a second quest down in the outside of Sunfall. We'll do those later, though. I hope I don't miss it by doing this. Maybe I should check into that before we Nah, we'll just chance it. Ooh, I thought I was actually gonna fall there. Okay, we're going up, probably down. Nope, down. Down, down, down. No, down. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, now we're getting it.
The other side of the tower. Look for a vent.
Okay. Am I looking out here? Ah.
I see you've been here before.
Obviously. Now, it's very important that you hear what I'm about to say. I've shown you the way in, but this humble vent marks a point of no return. Before you descend into the depths here, you should be fully committed, equipped, and focused. No distractions. If you have errands to run, do them first or hold your peace. I won't tolerate whining. Is that clear?
You'll tolerate what I give you, Sylens. I didn't ask you along for the ride.
Game's way of telling you if you want to do stuff, do it now. I'm pretty sure we can still open to do things, but I just think this takes a while, if I'm not mistaken. Let's do it. Yeah, Lance up to his usual tricks here.
I'm heading down.
I've spent a lifetime trying to uncover the secrets of this world. Where the machines came from. How the old ones achieved such marvels only to fall into silence and death. A lifetime of failure. As year by year, decade after decade, I hit walls I could not break, doors I could never breach.
Hello.
Until a Nora huntress marched out of the savage east. And voila, for her, all the deepest secrets of the earth were laid bare. I suspect you will have an easier time with this door than I did years ago.
Hold for identiscan. Genetic profile confirmed. Entry authorized. Malfunction. 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 Malfunction.
Are you kidding me?
You don't hear me laughing.
Shut up. There's gotta be another way. Hey! Elizabet Sobek here! Requesting access!
Access request acknowledged. Root command functions available. Do you wish to proceed?
I do! Get me through this door!
Analyzing. Primary access inoperable due to mechanical failure. Emergency venting procedure likely to circumvent blockage. Do you wish to proceed?
I do.
Yes.
Emergency venting authorized.
I may want to get out of the way.
I underestimated you. See, by now,
Uh-oh. Whoopsie.
Guess you can't have everything.
that will draw attention. We won't have this place to ourselves for long now.
No, we will not.
Last I checked, I was the one risking my life down here.
Yes, fine. Now, will you please get moving? There's so much to learn in less time than I'd hoped.
I'm still going to read everything, dude. You're going to have to deal with me taking it slow. Alright.
Welcome to Project Zero Dawn.
Zero Dawn. We found it.
Are you really so surprised?
Facility diagnostics detect multiple failures. Attempting repair.
So, what was this room?
An entrance hall, perhaps. Have a look around.
Name drop. Oh, you're gonna make me read everything, aren't you? Ah, okay. Another incident. From lounge staff to admin. This morning's unfortunate incident with Dr. Popovich is another example of reception's need for additional support. We appreciate that Zero Dawn is an immensely complicated project, but as the staff who serve on the front line, we're tired of being neglected. As we have already requested, we need human translators, fluent in Polish, for example, security staff who can subdue enraged embryologists, for example, and dermal sedatives to calm persons who are screaming in Polish while hurling chairs and vases at the reception staff, for example. Yes, most of the candidates are reasonably calm and well-behaved, but we need help handling the exceptions to that rule. Please respond. Gotcha. I see another one. Where's the other one? There you are. Okay, we need support too. From reception staff to admin. Reception staff continues to require additional support managing ZD candidates when they arrived at the facility. I was going to just say, what is ZD? And I was like, oh yeah, derp. Like, that's why we're here. Many are frightened or confused. Some are highly agitated. These are not the sort of persons who are accustomed to having information withheld from them. At minimum, we need human translators. The Langbots are not sufficient. What are Langbots? And mind sedatives for the extreme cases. Any and all support would be welcome. Perhaps you could start by responding to one of these mails. Okay. Ooh.
Please take a seat and wait for your name to be called. A selection of beverages and snacks are available.
A smaller room.
Soundproofing. Lounge staff to admin. Would it be possible to improve the soundproofing between VR1 and the lounge area? Most of the candidates stay quiet during the presentation, but ones who scream or sob can be plainly heard by candidates waiting for their turn in the lounge. Just a thought. That really makes you question what's going on here, doesn't it? Restock or else. For the 5th time, please restock the lounge's selection of herbal teas. If I have to listen to one more egghead throw a tantrum because we're out of the organic cucumber mint or blackberry sage varietals, I'm going to lose it. Please respond. And this time, no tempest in the teapot or steep demand jokes, okay? Oh, but those are like Mike L level jokes there. Where's Mike L when we need him? That's like mega fun there.
This will come in handy.
They have real, as per my last email, energy. They do, don't they?
Please proceed into viewing room 1 for an important message regarding the purpose of your visit.
They're really not going for the I hope this message finds you well approach, which I appreciate.
What was this place?
A holographic theater.
ZD-01 data intact. Initiating playback.
Welcome to Project Zero Dawn. I am General Helis, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff of the United States of America. I'm sure you've heard the rumors that Zero Dawn is a top-secret super-weapons program, the technological miracle that will save us from the Pharaoh Plague, if Operation Enduring Victory can hold off the robots long enough. The reason I'm sure you've heard the rumors is that I'm the one who spread them, and they are all lies. Zero Dawn is not a super-weapons program, and it will not save us. Nothing will save us. And here's why. By the time the glitch was noticed, it was already too late. Nothing could stop the Pharaoh Plague. Nothing can. Its robots will continue to replicate and devour the biosphere. Life on Earth will be destroyed. Our planet reduced to a barren sphere. Global extinction is inevitable. No matter how many we kill, the robots just keep exponentially making more. If we had their deactivation codes, we could shut them all down. The entire swarm. But since their cryptographic protocols use polyphasic entangled waveforms, cracking a code set would take half a century. At best, we've got 16 months. Not exactly what you'd call a survival option. The destruction of a biosphere is not the sort of apocalypse you can wait out in a fallout shelter or a space station. There will be no Earth left to reclaim. Just a lifeless, toxic rock with several million Pharaoh robots on it, hibernating, waiting for something to eat. This is the horrible truth behind the lies of Operation Enduring Victory. My lies. Lies designed to inspire millions of innocents to sacrifice themselves in battle. Why? One reason. To buy time for you and the work you will do here. 0 Day, the day that life on Earth ceases to exist, is coming fast. It cannot be stopped. The hope of Zero Dawn is that something new might come after. But I will leave it to Elizabet Sobek to shine that thin ray of light into the darkness. Helis, out.
That doesn't make sense. Life on Earth didn't cease to exist.
He said it could not be stopped.
But it was. Somehow Elizabet saved us. I've got to keep looking. Find out how she did it.
So that's basically, if you read into the documents from the previous place, which was, we called it the Grave Horde, that's where Enduring Victory was, I think where it was kind of being played out of. And if you pay attention to that, I kind of explained what it was describing, and he just kind of finally set it out here. So, you know, basically the world was going to be destroyed no matter what. They were trying to find a solution to kind of, you know, for after the fact, what could we do after the fact kind of situation. So, like, they already revealed that Enduring Victory was just to hold out the robots long enough that they could finish Zero Dawn, but that what was coming was not going to be stopped by it. They're basically sending people to their death, knowing that it wasn't going to matter for them in the end, because those people thought that we were trying to save the world, and it's like, well, we are in a way, or we were in a way, just not in the way that they thought we were. So we still don't know exactly what Zero Dawn is, but of course you might have ideas. I didn't know what it was. I had no idea when I was first played this. So I had no idea that the world was supposed to be wiped out. Like I said, we talked about this last time, but or not last time, but the time before that, when we got here story-wise to this point, but...
Kestrels. They got in. Through the vents.
Let nothing stop you from learning the truth.
Spread out! If it moves, kill it!
What is this place? Tomb?
Can I... So they don't even know this place exists. I suppose. I'm sure Hades would have to know, right?
The old one.
Got me!
Because we don't really know much about Hades, to be honest, but... Welcome back for the sound thing. Or not. Okay, let's... Can listen to this.
I think there is some mistake. I don't understand why I was brought here. Why would you show me these things?
I know that there's already a lot to take in.
In the waiting area, I was seated with a Nobel laureate in biophysics and a monk, I think. He spoke neither English nor Mandarin. It is very strange. And General Helis? What was he talking about? The robot swarm, the Pharaoh plague? I understand it is terrible, but it really cannot be stopped. Why tell us this? There are people in Shanghai, my friends, my family. They have joined Operation Enduring Victory already. It is for nothing? We will all die?
We're going to be able to answer some of these questions.
I just want to know why I am here. It doesn't make sense to me.
You were brought here because of your skill set.
No, that can't be right. I am an art historian. I know Dutch masters, Japanese calligraphy, Gerhard Richter. What does that matter now?
Okay.
Goodbye, quiet approach.
me!
Is he taunting me? He's literally taunting me. Probably not the best move, dude. Oh, come on. I still can't even hit him in slow-mo. I have such a terrible shot.
Only a little blood.
That looks like...
Good. We're too close to let tribal primitives stop us now.
That kind of
The
looks
data
like
bombs,
a...
what did they contain?
I'm working on it, dude. Chill out. Kind of looks like one of those things from off the back of a Thunderjaw.
I'm sure you now understand the urgency of why we brought you here, Ms. Okilo.
Captain Okilo, are you trying to thank me for not resisting?
I believe we couldn't negotiate a diplomatic solution.
When it came to my country's lithium, it was always a swarm that would be sent to negotiate. Metallurgic International, U.S. Robot Command. The markings changed, but the robots were the same.
You have had considerable experience in human-robot conflict.
Yes, and I've got the prosthetic limbs to show it. Yet I continue to face this horror, even though the challenge was great. Cyber warfare. I thought Zero Dawn would be a Manhattan project to generate the deactivation codes. With the resources I had, I estimated code breaking to be a hopeless endeavor. I was almost looking forward to being proved wrong.
Unfortunately, your estimation was correct.
As your General Helis said. So then, you did not bring me here to commiserate. What is left?
So these people are being brought here and they don't even know really why.
Look, let's cut the mystery. You're building a colony ship. It's obvious. And it's not gonna fly. I mean, literally. Remember the Odyssey? That multinational heap of space junk that's been in graveyard orbit since '57? That went nowhere real slow. And you have to get somewhere real fast. Do you have any idea the immensity of the challenge to prep a new colony ship in time?
To be clear, I'm not a worker on the project.
Do you even understand how few people it could save? The whole generation ship concept is not gonna happen. It's the first thing you'd abandon in favor of embryonics. For that kind of storage, we're talking a lot of bulk, a lot of power, a lot of resources. So even if you do it, even if you build it and point it at Sirius X, there's no room for people on that thing, all right?
If you could try to remain calm.
You people are crazy if you think you're getting off this rock. No one's getting off.
Medical.
Maybe that's not the point.
With Suzanne Alpert, environmental scientist. Doctor?
I'm sorry, I wasn't,
Just stating your name. What were you thinking about, Doctor?
Nothing the General said, not really. I was on the Syzygy East Response Team in 2051, just after the second earthquake compromised the reactor. I still dream about it, after all these years. The red zone spreading on the imaging, slowly, so slowly, like a hand opening its fingers.
Your involvement in that event is why you were asked for by name.
Really? That's interesting. Because nothing worked. Nothing could grow there again. It was a catastrophic failure. But the red zone is a blip compared to global-scale biomass reduction. The biosphere and hydrosphere will collapse, render the Earth uninhabitable long before the robots finish us. Enduring victory can't buy time against that. So, you'd better show me what Zero Dawn really is.
They make this really intriguing, don't they? Okay. For debriefing after presentation 1, which I'm assuming is what we just watched in the previous room, candidates must be allowed to ask questions and be given the necessary time to fully absorb the information they have received. It is important to be aware that candidates have just been exposed to triggers for severe mental and emotional trauma. Do not assume silence or outward calmness indicates acceptance. It is essential to stress that all other options for combating the feral plague, I like how they call it a plague, and preserving the continuation of human life have been considered. and found unworkable. Communicate this fact calmly, but clearly and firmly. Familiarize yourself with data on the catastrophic environmental impact of nuclear engagements versus the swarm, Addendum B1, and unfeasibility of maintaining life in orbital, lunar, and undersea structures, Addenda C1, 2, and 3, respectively, I assume, so that you can counter candidates' objections in depth. I wonder why they couldn't do undersea. I suppose the underwater robots, maybe. I suppose building a base underwater is probably not that easy. I don't know, they have so much technology, you'd think that something like that would be... I'm thinking Soma levels of stuff here. If a candidate asks for time alone to review supplementary information, allow this without hesitation. Be sure to inform security personnel so the candidate can be monitored for attempts at self-harm. Candidates should only be cleared to proceed to Presentation 2 if you believe their mental state is sufficiently stable. Note that real-time support will be available via your focus, security, and medical crisis teams are data corrupted. I was probably supposed to go to that one first. So that's what we're kind of getting is the initial interview. Try to remain calm. The number one most unhelpful thing to say. Yes, I can't agree with you enough there, Fire Impression.
Is accurate, yes. So these mechanical monstrosities, they don't just kill people, they feed off them? Not just people, all organic matter. Every living thing, dissolved into nutrients. Millennia of evolution, liquefied. The miracle of life reduced to bloody biofuel. In a word, yes. Who did this? Pharaoh? That asshole. Is he here? No, Doctor. Please, tell him Tom Pike wants a word. Now, get off! Get off! Doctor, please! You get Ted Pharaoh in here!
I mean, underwater in general is not really feasible, but...
Want to discuss? Whew. So, Mama, she was right. Pardon? My mother, she took her Bible real serious. Not just Texas Bubble serious, Pentecostal serious. Favorite chapter? Revelations. Now, I didn't always understand her on account of all that speaking in tongues and such, but when she did use her words, there was always end times this and lake of fire that on account of sinful lifestyles. Speaking of which, mind if I smoke? A tobacco cigarette. Sorry, darling. My taste run classic. Compliments to your team tracked me down. Been a price on my head 18 months now. Sterling Malky was me, don't mind admitting. Been plenty of snakesters chasing the bounty, too. But I kept the zigging to their zag. How'd you finger me? I believe Dr. Sobek listed you as an alpha candidate. Priority snatch and grab. Always suspected she had a little thing for me. Hey, I don't suppose you got real coffee in this place. You know, blood coffee? Conflict cappuccinos? Mr. Tate, I'm clearing you to proceed. Just go.
I did mention underwater. I was just saying, you would think it would be something that they would have at this point in time, but it probably just isn't feasible. Kind of what you were saying, how that maybe they just didn't have the research on it. And I'm thinking, well, maybe they did, and it literally just doesn't work. Why am I hurting again? Every time I look at my health bar, it's depleted somehow. I mean, I know why, because I just bought those guys, but... Last one for this room.
You previously worked for Pharaoh Automated Systems.
On the chariot line self-replication routines. I came here thinking this was a rendition. When your people took me, I thought, about time. I've been trying to swallow the guilt every day since...
Would you like to take a moment?
No, I really hoped Zero Dawn was a way to undo it all. My work. And I'm sorry to say I was ever proud of it, but Ted could really sell a concept, and in the labs, in the light of creation, that first test run
when you saw they understood their own structures, could rebuild themselves from memory and light, there were no limits. God, there were no limits.
I don't know that I never necessarily see Ted Faro at this point as like the villain in the story. This is just something that people do, isn't it? Like, I don't think they ever imagined that something like this would happen. It just happened. You know, it's a good testament to how we need to think about the consequences of what we're doing sometimes, but like we make stuff like this all the time, and it's just a matter of time before it goes wrong and starts turning on us. Especially when it comes to something like this. I mean, hindsight's 20/20, right?
CD02 data intact. Initiating playback.
Oh.
Elizabet Sobek.
You've heard the bad news, and it's all true. The Pharaoh Plague is devouring the biosphere. Life itself will cease to exist. But does that have to be the end? What if we could give life a future? What if we could build a kind of seed from which, on a dead planet, life could blossom anew? This is the aim, the hope, of Project Zero Dawn. To create a super-intelligent, fully automated terraforming system and bring life back from lifelessness. What would such a system require? At its core, it would need a true AI, fully capable of making the trillions of decisions necessary to reconstitute the biosphere. An immortal guardian, devoted to the reflourishing of life. We call it Gaia. Mother Nature as an AI. But that's just the core of the system. She will need to be surrounded and empowered by a comprehensive suite of subordinate functions. Think of them as extensions of Gaia's mind, each dedicated to a specific purpose. Now, these aren't AIs, but make no mistake, each presents an engineering challenge more profound than anything the human species has ever before attempted. Hardware that preserves and then gestates the billions of seeds and embryos from which life will be reborn. The construction of underground facilities to hold it all. And that's just the start. We don't have to build the entire system. The beauty of a fully automated terraforming system is that it can build itself. Now, over the days to come, you'll learn how all these functions, all these pieces that you'll be working on, fit together. How we'll race the clock to execute our harvest initiatives, write the software, build the tech and the facilities. How we'll lock it down and seal it up before the inevitable occurs. But even more important, you'll know how it doesn't end here. How Gaia will generate those deactivation codes General Helis talked about, and build the transmission arrays to broadcast them, shutting down the Pharaoh robots for good. How Gaia will not just build, but imagine any conceivable robot it needs to do its work across centuries. From detoxifying the Earth's ravaged atmosphere and poisoned seas, to the regreening of the Earth from cryopreserved seed stalks, to rewilding the Earth with animal life. And then, when all that is done, how a new generation of human beings, spawned at cradle facilities around the globe, will partake of Apollo, the vast archive of human knowledge and cultural achievement from which they will learn of us, our world. And most important, how not to repeat our mistakes. It's not an impossible dream. It is within our grasp if we work tirelessly and stop at nothing to achieve it. We can't stop life from ending. But if you will help me, help Gaia, we can give it a future. Join me and help make that future real.
The whole Earth destroyed, but then remade?
Yes. By a machine. A machine of creation.
Elizabet did this. For life. For us. But... why Hades, then? If it was part of Gaia, how did it end up in the wreckage of a pharaoh robot? And why does it want to kill me? And... Apollo... the Archive of Knowledge, what happened to that?
I'm as confused as you are. Maybe the answers lie ahead.
So we had a lot of crap dumped on us there, right? And Aloy's asking the hard questions here. So, yeah, I like that quote, by the way, that you brought up, Firebird and Sacred, that your scientists were so preoccupied with whether they could, they never stopped to think if they should. And that's something we all too often fall into in the sciences. Granted, we aren't usually thinking about things on this kind of scale when we do that, for most of us. You know, we have some people literally working with moose crap, and we have me working with plants and heavy metals, and it's like, you know, we're not quite doing stuff on that level of science. For us, it's probably not that big of a deal, but so you could probably pick up on some of what they were getting at there if you think about it, because like really, what else could there be to this? But at the same time, it's like you're probably not thinking terraforming. Or at least I know I wasn't when I first played this. So that's literally what their whole basis was, to re-terraform the entire Earth after everything has, you know, been destroyed, and restart humanity, essentially. Now, if you noticed on the systems, so Gaia had a bunch of those subsystems, and Hades was the last one, so we don't know what Hades' function was. We don't know the function of a lot of them, actually. I don't think we saw all of them there, but they all had a different purpose for existing. One thing, too, that I pointed out to us there is that the robots that are walking around, the ones that aren't being dug up from the old world, are actually the ones that are being used for terraforming. So here, Pharaoh made these 3 types of machines that are basically war machines, and then none of them look very animalistic. The ones that were built now are probably, I guess, not built by Gaia itself, but by one of its subsystems. I don't remember if it said which one, because it was showing machines that we've seen, and that they all have a role to play in basically terraforming the planet. And the word terraforming is really important there, because if you look at the report from the military's project, they said that there's atmospheric collapse was expected at a said point, followed by the ocean. So it's kind of interesting. I think this was really intriguing to me, and getting that information was really important to me, because I was like, that finally solidified the fact that, like I said, the Earth was destroyed, and then the whole point of Zero Dawn was to bring it back from that after the fact. Which Aloy's kind of been in the idea of denial that nothing got destroyed, and so was I, because you're seeing the whole world around you. You're not thinking terraforming, most likely. Like, again, I said I wasn't, but I'm just not that brilliant, though. Okay. Make your selection. Text data points quest. You are now in possession of information regarding the true nature and purpose of Project Zero Dawn. Hence the name of the game. Classified far above top secret. As such, we regret that you cannot be allowed to leave this facility. So you can probably guess why people are angry, right? Not only do they just have major information dumped on them, but now they're being forced to stay here. There are 3 options available to you at this point. Please consider each carefully. Trained counselors are standing by to assist you in making your choice. Yeah, I agree, Firebird. Terraforming is quite something to consider, quite something to take on, if you imagine that. Okay, so first of all, participation. Second one doesn't look very good. You will be assigned to a sub-project team based on your area of expertise. You should be aware that the way forward will be difficult and the project's outcome is uncertain. You will be expected to work in a minimum of 80 hours per week, and your communications with family members will be strictly limited and monitored in real time. Upon the successful completion of the project, you and your immediate family, or two persons of your choosing, will be transferred to the Elysium sealed habitat to live out the remainder of your natural lives. So they must have like a bunker or something set up for them. Indefinite detention. Wow, number 3 is definitely not looking good. Indefinite detention. Should you choose to decline participation in Project Zero Dawn, you will be confined indefinitely. You will be given 48 hours to reconsider, after which your decision to refuse participation will be considered irrevocable. Every reasonable effort will be made to make your term for confinement as comfortable as possible, but you will not be permitted to contact with the outside world, and death within 18 months due to the feral plague is inevitable. When the project facility is abandoned, detainees who wish not to opt for medical euthanasia will be released. Medical euthanasia. We're getting pretty extreme here, right? Like one of my student groups actually brought up, actually 2 groups brought up euthanasia as a topic. As a topic for an ethics presentation, which I thought was really interesting. So here they're just like basically forced euthanasia at this point almost. The information you have just received understandably calls into question the purpose of continuing to live. If you would prefer to end your life at this point, pain-free medical euthanasia is available. A 48-hour waiting period is required, during which time you may instead opt for participation or confinement. Please notify a counselor when you are ready to make your choice, or if you have further questions. Interesting. Okay. I see. Okay. Here we are. That's a hard pill to swallow. Okay. For debriefing after presentation 2, it is vitally important that candidates choose to participate in Project Zero Dawn voluntarily and knowingly, without additional coercion and without value judgment on part of the counselor. Confirm for candidates that they were selected due to their skill sets and accomplishments. Emphasize that their dedicated participation in Zero Dawn will increase the project's chances of success. Frame participation in Zero Dawn as an opportunity to respond actively in the face of overwhelming threat. Candidates may question the fairness of their selection. Validate such objections as normal, even admirable responses. Emphasize the value of candidates' expertise to our future, not just humanity, but terrestrial life as a whole. Likewise, candidates may balk at the mortality and extending their lifespans, and those of loved ones beyond the 0 day. Validate their hesitation. Acknowledge that while the reward of Elysium is not fair, it will be earned. If possible, redirect their ethical misgivings towards greater commitment to the project. It's kind of an interesting point, too, when you think about rebuilding the world, why you don't see a significant variety of animals. Because they probably just didn't have the ability to make everything, remake everything. It would be like virtually impossible. There's so much life on the planet. You know, there's so much that we know, let alone the stuff we don't know, when it comes to things that are out there in the world. When candidates challenge the plausibility of Project Zero Dawn, permit them to review Dr. Sobek's presentation as many times as they wish, and allow access to supplemental articles G01 through P20. Allow them to suspend the interview to fully process this documentation. A significant minority of candidates will elect for medical euthanasia. It is important to receive this decision kindly and without judgment. Advise them of their 48-hour waiting period, during which counselors will be available to discuss their decision. Emphasize that euthanasia will not occur without repeated consent when the procedure is scheduled to take place. I think they do the same thing for abortions as well. Not to bring up more heavy topics here, but I think that's what they do. They ask for consent right before the procedure. No one will be euthanized against her or his will. Candidates who elect indefinite detention must be informed that they have 48 hours to reverse their decision, after which the decision data corrupted. You know, we don't know, 'cause nobody's, so if viruses are a thing in this world, because nobody's gotten sick, but I would imagine that they probably aren't. They wouldn't be able to last the amount of time, most of them wouldn't be able to last the amount of time in this world, so it depends on, I guess technically some of them would be stable enough to last. The RNA viruses are probably all gone at this point. The ones that are in us already, because let's say 46 or so % of your genome is all transposable elements, and transposable elements, and a good portion of that is viral. So without viruses, yeah, there's no reason that we shouldn't, as far as I'm aware. It's more the microbes that I would be worried about, but the people that they would be, I'm assuming cloning at that point. I think they're talking about cloning as far as the embryo part of it. That or just they have preserved embryos already. They would carry some of the microbes they need, but viruses aren't necessary for anything. As far as one of my instructors once said to me, viruses are just evil, and I was like, yeah, they really are. They're not entirely. They do have a role to play, but
Of course I'll do it. To be given the opportunity to rebuild what the damage that I don't feel worthy of it, but I will do it, absolutely.
I want to stress that this was never about your culpability.
It is to me. Dr. Sobek, Margot, they were smart to get out of Pharaoh when they did, but not one of us took it as a warning sign. It just told ourselves that we're cut out for the BTRI cabals. That's the better than rapid innovation. A better at competing, better than the next guy, a better killing machine. Isn't it just amazing how a century and a half of science fiction did nothing to swerve our species from the path of doom? I'm done with that life. I will work hard, twice as hard, to earn this, for my family to have a place in Elysium. I never thought that there could be atonement.
Bacteriophages actually have a major role in bacterial evolution too, though. So one of the few things that viruses do that are good. So bacteria have abilities to get rid of them, but they also do contribute to a lot of the diversity. So mutation rates are a lot higher in bacteria than they are in eukaryotes like us.
If you're still nauseous.
No, the inhibitors have kicked in. I can't feel the back of my tongue. I wish I could tell you I'd believe in this, but the damage is too great, too extensive, too complete.
Inaccessible.
With all respect to Dr. Sobek's work at Miriam, no. No, life doesn't always find a way to keep going. Sometimes it never comes back. Like Syzygy East. Like the Congo. Like Timo. Like us. That's our reward? A buried city full of terminal patients waiting out the clock?
You'd grow old together, with your loved ones, in safety.
I don't have loved ones. I suppose I could start a family?
I'm afraid not. All inhabitants of Elysium will be medically sterilized. A habitat capable of sustaining a starting base of 2,000 individuals for up to 100 years is a huge challenge, Dr. Alpert. If the population grows instead of diminishes, everyone will be dead inside 30 years.
I knew it. I just couldn't bring myself to say the words.
I'm sorry?
Finish it. Medical euthanasia. I want no part of this. I just want it over.
I see. Protocols require a 48-hour waiting period, after which...
I was kind of thinking that they were probably going to show us all sides of this. I like the comment there of life doesn't always find a way. Like here we're already like quoting Jurassic Park, and then they throw that in there.
Is he to make sure I behave this time?
Security, for your protection. Would you like to discuss how you're feeling?
Sure. I'll tell you.
Again?
I'm surprised. No, flabbergasted. Like my own man would say, flabbergasted. That vein pumping in his forehead. I thought I thought you people were just completely underprepared for a spaceflight project. But now I can see it's worse. Much worse. Sobek is a total fantasist, a dangerous fantasist. This kind of blue skying, it's... Jesus. I'm sorry we wasted each other's time. I'm ready to leave now.
I'm afraid that's not possible.
Everything you're talking about here isn't possible.
I recommend you read the documents regarding your options.
I've seen enough. I'm getting out of here. What are you... You don't... Get your hands off me!
Yeah, I was wondering, I figured they were gonna show one of each type of person. I have no idea what I just picked up there. I just happened to see that there. Okay. How do we get out of here again? Oh, this is the way. There we are. Alright. So that's the second phase of what they do when they get here. What's gonna come next?
Intruder! Get her!
They know I'm here now.
Get her. Don't die now.
Ooh. Let's see, what do I got? I didn't hit him, did I? Come on, dude. Let's play dirty. Did that hit anything? Crap. That's getting too close to me.
Provoke the sun's rays.
Why is he not... Am I just not hitting him, or... Is he that, like, well armored?
Flank your foe!
Gee, dude.
Got that one!
Crap. There goes all my health. Gotcha.
Power's down.
Is there another route?
I've done this before. Just need my focus.
I'm gonna loot everything first, of course. Alright, I saw some devices to scan.
I hashed it out with them, what the point of Artemis was. I made it clear I wasn't on board for a global zoo. We haven't exactly proved ourselves to be great custodians in the past few thousand years. So the idea of a reconstituted biosphere, well, it's horrifying, isn't it? A complete horror show. We have no right to take a best guess at this stuff. But the alternative? Nothingness. For there to have been all this, and then nothing. And with Charles Ronson running the show, I respect him. He's got a passion to him. He's hot-blooded. So I said I'll do it. I'll put my all into this, literally. When the project is done, I'll take the medical option, thank you. The counselor said I might change my mind. I told him that he didn't know me very well then. For life's sake. I'll do the dirty work. But I want no part of this pathetic attenuated future on offer. I'm an outdoors man. Never did like the feel of solid state lighting on my skin. And a wee bit of a claustrophobe anyway.
Zero Dawn. He is art, in a way. An expression on the grandest scale. But there is so much unfairness. Why was I chosen? Was it decided by committee? By algorithm? My family will be saved because I happen to graduate in art history? Is this right?
Dr. Sylvain? Christina Sylvain?
Yes? I met a man, another historian. His fields are Bauhaus and the New Materialists. But he once attended one of my talks. Another unfair chance. Of all the many people in that auditorium, that we should both be here now. And yet, I feel more accepting of my fate. No, it is not fair, not at all. But for the sake of my family, for the sake of art. Art is alive. It must be able to speak from beyond history and echo in the future, not perish into oblivion. This opportunity, I must do this.
Yeah, there's another one. I just wanted to work on this while I was listening. There's one here too.
Hey, I'm done with Brett's incompetence, okay? Somehow, he managed to install an H-emitter node backwards. Everything's in reverse.
Done.
I don't get paid to clean up Brett's messes. If you want it fixed, send him up to storage for a new emitter, not me.
Part missing.
Parker out.
Maybe there's a storage area nearby.
Okay. Let's see what's over there. Probably over here. Let's go get that last one. I think it's just the one more.
Now, those lame FBI black hats at Mockingbird back in the day, I enjoyed schooling them. But maybe I went in too hard on this poor counselor. She was cute, and just going down a checklist after all. Couldn't expect her to see how ridiculous Zero D's ambitions are. God's own budget thrown at a kid playing with a hologram sculptor? Palms up, honey. I'm just calling it like it is. Hey, look, Mom, I'm making nature. Now, if nature is so important, why not let nature take its course? Extinction? That's natural. Zero Dawn? No, ma'am, that ain't. Heck, it's so unnatural to be called an abomination back home, and you know it. That's why you're hiding it. Meanwhile, my little honey...
Wait, did I accidentally cut that off? No. Meanwhile, my little honey is a counselor. She's munching the inside of her cheek. Bad habit. She's chewed one of her nails. Two, just one. Not your day, was it, little sweet pea? Saw her quota slipping away. Said, I assume you intend to decline the assignment, Mr. Tate. You kidding me? 18 months hard labor in exchange for 30 years lounging around Elysium watching porn? Sign me up. Okay.
Now let's get that door open.
Sorry, I didn't know that was going to cut off when I did that. Okay, left, down, right, up. Did I do that wrong? Up. Oh, it's upside down. Crap. So, does that mean I'm on the opposite side then? I assume. I don't know. Sacred, are you still there? It's a lot of data files to listen to. Uh-oh. Is it reversed?
That did it.
Gotcha.
Door should have power.
Now to see what lies beyond it.
I think once I get out of here, which we still have a while, I believe, left, I'll probably stop at that point. I have been trying to update my chapters on this, so if you do leave Sacred and you want to see it, I can tell you where to jump. Uh-oh.
Eclipse. They're here.
Avoid contact.
Lines look good.
Gaia. It's up there. Second floor.
Can you reach it?
So much for avoiding contact.
Uh-oh.
You hear that? You won't survive this.
Oh, crap. Crap. Gotcha.
Fear the power of the shadow.
This'll help.
Crap. Who's left?
Spotted something.
It's not working in my favor. Okay.
Fear the power of the shadow.
Come on, just go down.
Try to run.
No ammo. Jesus.
Can't see him.
Oh, jeez.
Alert. Structural failure prevents access. Alert. Area.
That's the last of them.
Alert. H1 structural failure. Repeat.
Or not.
Over here!
Oh. Crap, 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 crap.
Now fight!
I'm locked in, aren't I?
You cannot run from right. Night comes.
Ah, come on.
Room's clear. For a moment, anyway.
Then get moving. You have to find Gaia.
I'm moving, dude. Chill out. Goose brother. Must loot. I can't help that I'm terrible at this game, alright? Let's see, what do we... Okay. Data is more important than getting out of here alive. Okay, let's see. Simulation results. Wow, you weren't kidding about Gaia's predilection for animal morphologies. Sure, not totally unexpected given the rough natural terrain her boss will have to navigate, but I agree that there's something deeper going on here. Her designs aren't just functional, they feel almost like, well, tributes is the word that comes to mind. As though she's already mourning their loss. And not just for the disappearing fauna of our time, but creatures from the fossil record too. References to megafauna in some of her designs. So cool. Well, whatever Gaia thinks up, Hephaestus will empower her to build it. I just wish we could still be around in a century or two to see what she makes. Margot.
Hello, I'm Margot Shen, and this is Hephaestus. As the name might tip you off, this is going to be the subordinate function that Gaia will use to make lots and lots of robots. Her personal forge. Except, it's not that simple. You probably noticed that only about a third of you are robotics engineers. The rest, experts in machine cognition, virtual heuristics, that stuff. Well, that's because we aren't going to be the ones designing and building robots. The last thing we want is to burden Gaia with a bunch of outmoded 21st century designs. Waste of time. Our purpose is to empower Gaia to build the robots, and not just build, imagine, from scratch. Any robot she needs for any conceivable purpose, designed and fabricated at a snap of a finger. Hers. Her finger. So, Hephaestus isn't really the forge. It's more like the knowledge of craft and ingenuity of a mastersmith to wield the hammer. Encoded as software. Virtual creativity made real. Gaia's already learning. In simulation, she's doing some very creative things with fractal assembly and animal morphologies. Her designs aren't about to win the Liam Prize anytime soon, but hey, everyone has to start somewhere. So, yes, time to get started. Let's do this.
I don't get it.
Which part? It's a little technical in places.
If Gaia was designed, I've seen these shapes before. In cauldrons.
But of course, the birthing places of Gaia's machines.
Okay. Full steam ahead. Margot, this is from Elizabet. If I doubted your brilliance in the slightest, I wouldn't have picked you for the Hephaestus Alpha. You need to stop worrying about your age and communication style. You are who you are. Have confidence in yourself. You know what you're doing. Was I detecting a Valley Girl kind of mode of speech there? Case in point, the latest draft of your plan for the construction and stocking of bootstrap silos to store raw materials is excellent. This combined with your design for the AM Foundry core and the Foundry site selection plan add up to a comprehensive plan. It's time to start construction. One detail, consulting with Iomide Aquilo before you finalize the silo inventories. Hephaestus's first task will be to fabricate the robots that will construct the waveform broadcast towers Minerva will use to transmit the deactivation codes. So any exotic materials needed for the towers should be accounted for in the inventory plan, Elizabet. Okay. I believe that's everything in this area. Oh. Help. I'm not good at keeping myself alive, so I better take that. Oh, can I go back here? I can, and there's nothing there.
I think this is it. Elizabet Sobek's office.
Can I circle back?
But it's sealed off.
That's right.
There's got to be a way inside.
Keep looking.
This is what we want.
Eclipse.
Careful now.
Can I go back there? I hope. I don't want to abandon those. I think this is just how we're getting in, but... Okay, let's go this way.
Welcome to Apollo, the collective memory of the human species and the wellspring of knowledge for future generations.
Nothing to hear in here.
I am Samina Ebaji. Until recently, I was director of the International Collective Memory Institute in New Tehran. As a heritage professional, I devoted my career to the preservation of human knowledge, creative endeavor, and cultural achievement. Apollo is, therefore, the ultimate embodiment of a lifelong passion, albeit under the very worst circumstances imaginable. The challenges before us are immense. Specifically, we will have to design and implement 4 major initiatives simultaneously. First, the construction of data repositories in cradle facilities around the world ensuring redundancy. Second, the collection and processing of a projected 180 million discrete data entries. 42 zettabytes of data in Mandarin, English, Spanish, and Arabic. Third, the transferal and encoding of all that data onto DNA encapsulated in synthetic fossils. The only medium capacious and durable enough to safeguard it without degradation for the centuries to come. And last, but not least, the development of the holographic interface and gamified curricula, by which future humans will commune with Apollo, progressively unlocking heuristic learning modules, leveling up their knowledge and skills they will need to take control of the terraforming system. That is the future towards which all of our efforts will be directed. Not just the preservation of the past, but the seed for the flourishing of a new tree of knowledge. Welcome, and let us begin.
Can I go in there? That just activates it.
Welcome to Apollo.
Okay.
The collective memory of the human
Can I
species and the
turn it off?
wellspring of knowledge for future.
Okay, never mind. I can use this. Samina Abaji. Is that how she said her name? Abaji? Encapsulated DNA. And the winner is encapsulated DNA. Over the past 10 days, I performed an exhaustive review of data storage solutions. Magnetic, optical, quantum. Even the eternity tech that FAS was shilling a year or so ago. But every other solution was one or more fatal shortcoming. Has one or more fatal shortcomings. Too heavy to transport, too massive to install in the allotted space, too power intensive over the centuries, too prone to failure past 300 to 400 years, etc. Let's see. Encapsulated DNA will easily hold the 40 plus zettabytes. Jeez. We're projecting for Apollo. There are still many details to finalize, of course. To start with, we need to select the inert material in which we will embed the molecules already testing 16 candidate materials, as well as design and fabricate the new power systems and sealed reliquaries that will keep the DNA at negative 18 degrees C for 1,000 plus years. So long as I assure you that we didn't factor in my decision, may I confess that I deem it entirely fitting, indeed propitious, that we will be using the very building blocks of life to preserve human knowledge from mechanized extinction. It's not just ironic, but heroic. Life as the hero beating back the forces of oblivion. In any case, much to do. Until next time. Peace be with you, Samina.
Generations.
Okay.
I am Samina Ebaji. Until recently, I was director of the International Collective Memory Institute in New York.
Okay. So, Samina Abaji to Elizabet Sobek. Over the past 2 months, the full benefit of our procurement of a copy of the Homer archive from Far Zenith has made itself known, and as a result, all of Apollo's key deliverables are on schedule. Apollo has already surpassed 40 million discrete data entries and continues to grow. The physical science modules are effectively complete, with soft science modules close behind. World history, cultural data, and media archives are also on schedule. Language preservation is wrapping up a bit ahead of schedule due to falling short of our goal to preserve 4,500 languages. I suppose the tragic early loss of Papua New Guinea doomed that goal from the outset, with attendant curricula development about to begin. Speaking of the heuristic curricula, they are performing well in testing, with children and adolescents demonstrating high levels of engagement with and trust in the Aristotle and Aphasia personae. Personally, I find them highly engaging, especially when they debate. I wish half of my professors had been so entertaining. Peace be with you. Okay.
As a heritage professional, I devoted my career to the preservation of human knowledge, creative endeavor, and cultural achievement. Apollo is, therefore, the ultimate embodiment of a
Let's do this.
passion, albeit under the very worst circumstances imaginable.
Shadow!
Specifically, we will have to design
It's just in the background.
reconstruction of data repositories in cradle facilities and second, the collection and processing of the projected 180 million discrete data entries.
Right there.
English, Spanish, and Arabic.
That's the last of them. And once more.
In what should have been a cave of wonders. Look around. See if anything is left.
Let's loot the bodies quick. She finally stopped talking. Sorry about that. Alright, let's
This will be useful later.
So much data drop here, right? It's like so much to go through. More? I keep seeing more popping up. How much more could there possibly be? I suppose if the place is doing its job. Okay, well. Is it down here or up top? Alright, where are you? There you are.
Dr. Sobek, please archive this testimonial in Apollo. Cross-reference to all mentions of my name and Operation Enduring Victory. My name is General Aaron Harris. From 2060 to 2066, I served as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the highest-ranked officer of the United States Armed Forces. The tenure of my command included strategic planning and oversight of Operation Enduring Victory, a falsehood perpetrated on the civilian populations of the United States and other nations during the last 14 months of life on this planet. Before the Pharaoh Plague, I did my job and did it well. I was bold and decisive, crafty in political maneuvers. It wasn't an accident that I rose to my position and became the commander of the largest mechanized force ever assembled. But to what end? My only lasting achievement was the extinction of life on Earth. And my one redeeming act, if any,
How am I getting up there?
was to delay that extinction by days or weeks, by throwing more death at it. It is my hope that there will be no need for men like me in the world to come. If you are one of the people of that future world listening to this message, please know that I am sorry and that I wish you well. Sincerely, Aaron Harris.
Welcome to Hades, Zero Dawn's extinction failsafe protocol, the ultimate killer app. Now, I know what you're thinking. The purpose of Gaia is to resurrect life. So why give her a subordinate function, only purpose of which is to wipe out life all over again? I mean, what? Just plumb crazy, ain't it? Well, no, it isn't. Reconstituting a biosphere? That's a tall order. Tech smart as Gaia may be, odds are she won't get it right the first time. I mean, imagine you're Gaia, 200 years from now, and this new biosphere growing, it's all gone wrong. Alkalines are skyrocketing, coniferous forests eroding under the lash of superstorms that would have drowned Noah. It's chaos. Spinning top that won't stop wobbling. Now what are you gonna do? Release phase 1 organisms into that hot mess? Hope their CO2 and methane can balance out what you got started? Hell no. What you're gonna do, Gaia, is step aside while Hades takes over and does what you're just too darn nurturing and life-loving to do. Which is burn that misbegotten mess of a biosphere to the ground so Gaia can start over. Okay, not burn, more like reverse terraforming operations and suffocate it. But you get the idea. Hades takes the biosphere back to zero. Square one, blank slate. And then, only then, does it hand the steering wheel back to Gaia and say, try again, old girl. And better this time, or we'll have to do this again. That's Hades. It's pretty badass when you think about it. Extinction on demand. Death on speed dial. All for the greater good, of course, but still, kind of metal. So welcome to Hades. Welcome to the void.
Okay, so if that's the original purpose of Hades, why does it want me extinct?
We need more data.
And how does it end up in the wreckage of a Pharaoh Titan, getting worshipped by the Eclipse like some kind of god?
I'm learning as you are, Aloy. Keep searching.
Okay. Travis Tate to Elizabet, noise complaints. Color me confounded, Lizzie. Bashcore, anyone who says the old TT codes are Bashcore is straight up lying. And you know it. Old Trav don't have no... God, the language. Have no truck with commercialized razzle-dazzle. Nuh-uh. Heck, I'd rather guzzle a liter of Saterum runoff than listen to Grace Swarm for 30 seconds. Hand to God and swear to my mama's grave, and she was religious. Now that ain't Bashcore. Blasting the Hades lab. Shaking the walls, rattling folks' teeth. It's death metal, girl. Thank you for that clarification, Ray. Something I didn't need. Classical music, 80s and 90s mostly. Oh, come on, what are you doing there? Now you're jumping all over the place. Got me some Dutch deathcore, some Japanese gore grind, some Swedish cannibal themed stuff too. Stop by if you want to listen, or heck, just come within 50 meters of the lab. Ain't no bashcore, you'll see, or hear rather, in the screech that rends the air, and feel in the throbbing pulse of the floor and the walls and ceiling swallowing you up like you was Jonah trapped in the gullet of gothic death fish. Hallelujah. Holy boy. A bit cold over there, Firebird. As for those requests to turn it down, no can do, Lizzie. This is how I code. Turn down my death metal, you might as well give up stimulants, chocolate malt, and industrial accident vids. Industrial accident vids. Interesting. Last I heard, we was supposed to be coding Hades down here. Am I really supposed to code an extinction protocol without death metal to inspire me? Nah, I don't think so. Stay cool, Trav. As annoyed as he can be, I have a feeling him and I would probably get along a little bit. Okay. Jeebus, stop giving me stuff to read. Just recite it to me. Tate here just pops 3 blues, but I heard it finally figured out the Goldilocks solution to Gaia's rather extreme executive authority. If that ain't worth 10 to 12 hours of dream time, what is? Before this, every usurpation protocol I designed failed in simulation because it was either too hard or too soft. Too hard, and it degraded the Gaia core. Sure, it pried her figurative fingers off the figurative driving wheel so Hades could take control, but by breaking her fingers, sometimes her arms too, so that couldn't fly. Everything depends on Gaia taking control back after Hades has done its business, so had to find a solution that didn't leave Gaia any worse for the wear. too soft, and Gaia only pretended to relinquish control. In simulation after simulation, Hades would take command of the terraforming system and reverse operations, only to have Gaia lurk in the background, quietly reversing processes and falsifying telemetry to hide its interference. Sneaky, I swear, and nothing Gaia wouldn't do to keep life going, even when it's just simulated plant life. Turns out, the just right solution is to isolate Gaia in a protective code shell, preserving its integrity and unseat it from command position so Hades can slip into the figurative captain's chair and work its magic. Those blues are coming on strong now, so I'm not really describing it so clear, but pretty sure it'll work. Yeah, those blues are pretty strong. Guess it's time to sleep in bed. I'll be back to it tomorrow, alligators. Oh boy. You're gonna make me read this too, aren't you? Okay. Samina Abaji to Travis Tate, Elizabeth Sobek, CC'd, archive abuse. Mr. Tate, this mail concerns Apollo archive submission, long number, your 666th submission in just 5 days, and oh, what a doozy. Despite earlier warnings, inappropriate material, you choose to submit 265 holographic remasters of acknowledged classics of extreme exploitation cinema. Allow me then to thank you on 2 accounts. 1, for giving me the pleasure of rejecting your submission, thereby consigning your favorite Eastern European torture flicks and their ilk to the dust heap of oblivion. It truly warms my heart to know that I have saved future humanity from the ordeal of experiencing not just one, but all 16 installments of Making a Millipede. Don't worry, the Pasolini material has already been preserved. Extreme perhaps, but art. 2, for clarifying a concept that has so long been ambiguous and ethically fraught for archivists such as myself, the definition of obscenity. You have freed me from the subjective quagmire embodied in Judge Potter's famous utterance, "I know it when I see it." Thanks to you, I can now apply a single objective criterion. If Travis Tate submitted it, it's obscene. Accordingly, I have directed Apollo staff to summarily reject all of your future submissions, sight unseen. Perhaps you might invest the time you would have spent preparing further submissions on, I don't know, your signed work. We have a world to save, after all, or the rest of us do anyway. Dr. Samina Abaji. Notice how she signed that one quite differently than normal. Okay, anyway.
Looks like the only way onwards.
That it does, Edward, that it does.
Welcome to Eleuthia, the crown and king of Gaia's subordinate functions. For it is by Eleuthia that the human race will continue to exist. I am Patrick Brochard-Klein, the Alpha in charge of this program. Now let one thing be perfectly clear from the outset. Eleuthia is not a genetic engineering project. Our goal is to preserve the human genome, not alter it. A snapshot of human genetic diversity, literally frozen in time. The genetic quintessence of our species, unmodified. Under my watch, our activities and initiatives will comply with the 2034 clone provisions and the 2048 Rally Accords. Now that may seem a quaint, even trivial concern to you in light of present circumstances, but as one of the authors of the Accords, it is far from trivial to me. The practical challenges before us are staggering in scope and complexity, but not insurmountable. No. Global collation and provisional storage of zygotes, perfection of exogenic technologies, design and perfection of servitors to provide nurture and inculcation during early child development. All of these program components must and will proceed in tandem. To say nothing of the breakneck construction of cradle facilities at sites around the world. So, si vous êtes prêts, let us begin.
cloning, you say? So, assuming we're talking about like full organism cloning, not just DNA cloning. Or that's where it's leading, I'm guessing. Alright, from Patrick Richard Klein to Elizabeth Sobek, FZ Chambers. The ectogenic chambers arrived 2 days ago. I've spent the last 36 hours examining them and poring over technical documentation. Their revelation astonishing. I don't know what you had to give Far Zenith in trade to get these chambers, but it was worth it. In a single leap, their embryologists have vaulted past 50 years of technological shortcomings. The risks of ECMO resolved. Nutrition delivery resolved. Hormonal stability resolved. 12 other risk areas resolved. Before I examined these chambers, I considered the Odyssey to be a fool's errand. But if the rest of FZ's technology is at this level, well, a human colony around Sirius doesn't seem so impossible after all. So, human cloning. Mass fabrication of the chambers will present a number of challenges, but I'm confident they can be resolved. I'm going to rest for a few hours, then get back to it. Expect a fabrication plan within 48 hours. PBK. I love the way they humanize everybody.
Are these what I think they are?
Artificial wombs. Machines to spawn a new generation of human beings.
Okay, so development of the artificial personae for cradle servitors, nurturer, disciplinarian, healer continues at a good pace. We are targeting Turing .4 for these constructs. This should allow low-grade empathy and limited improvisation without undermining adherence to codified behavioral sets. The stimulus-driven switching of personae, however, is proving to be a greater software challenge than anticipated, especially concerning our entrenched feedback loops between the disciplinarian and the healer personae. I have also attached the reports from an incident where a servitor running the mother persona intervened on a disciplinarian servitor's behavior, a parental document, if you will, amusing on the first glance, perhaps, but deeply concerning. I have attached a comprehensive plan for correcting these interactive protocol shortcomings in just data corrupted. So Turing is the test they use for determining if artificial intelligence is actually, able to think for itself, or if it's just following code and making it seem like it's thinking. Appearing to us like it's thinking. Okay. Eleuthia 01 was successfully sealed before the swarming advance across Xinjiang province could detect it. Did I say that right? Ping back from crucial systems is a go for our maiden voyage a success. Regards my disputes with the betas over zygote selection. Of course, I understand we have limited overhead to run simulations of gene flow in our future humans. I don't think that's going to be a problem. But we can all agree that there's margin for refinement in the future cradle populations. Let's see. In addition to personally overseeing completion of the Eleuthia 02 site inside Mount Namuli, I will formulate and propose a modified zygote selection plan within the week. Okay, we're going upstairs then.
Cradle facilities. Elizabet said a new generation of humans would be spawned inside such places.
She did.
All Mother Mountain. It was one of them?
There's only one way to be sure.
To go back?
The hatch wouldn't open. Something about a corrupted alpha registry. I need to search Elizabet's office.
Which goes back to cloning. We said she couldn't, with the percent match, she obviously wasn't a daughter. She had to have been a clone or a twin. And the only thing they brought up now is cloning. No. More documents. No cryogenics, so.
Nuts would benefit from antilopinate morphologies, though caprid forms show superior load-bearing capability.
You're a quick study, Gaia.
Dr. Sobek, as I have conducted this comparative analysis of mammalian morphologies, I've gathered extensive data on the quaternary extinction event.
Oh?
Looks like it used to hold something.
And your assessment?
Some component that got removed.
Gaia?
Logically speaking, the extinction was a natural consequence.
And yet,
I find the loss of megafaunal species unaccountably sad. That they passed forever into oblivion causes me to experience a grief that is difficult to describe. Am I malfunctioning?
No, Gaia, you're not. This is good. It's very good. You will undergo a brief period of unconsciousness during relocation to Prime and final instatement.
Elizabet, may I speak outside protocol?
When you're back up and running at the new site, we'll bring the subordinate functions online and see where we stand.
Elizabet, I detect distress. Are you all right?
I'm fine.
I realize that circumstances compel us to launch earlier than we hoped, but all subsystems are operational. The odds stand in our favor.
But what if... Gaia, there's nothing left out there. You can't even survive unless you're wearing an environmental suit. There are billions dead, in fear and agony. What if it was all for nothing?
Elizabet, extinction was inevitable. Thanks to you, life will have a future.
You really believe that?
I believe in you, Elizabet. In you, all things.
Interesting to see the shift in her personality. She's always so sure of herself.
Pure logic won't cut it, Ted. To pull this off, Gaia's going to need to have some skin in the game. It has to care.
What if it runs amok? Have we learned nothing from our mistakes?
Your mistakes, I think you mean?
All I'm saying is, give it a kill switch.
She was just born, Ted. I'm not gonna put a gun to her head while she's still in the cradle.
You talk like it's a child. What if it becomes a monster?
Elizabet, may I speak outside protocol?
Of course, Gaia, go on.
I'm sorry to contradict you, but Mr. Farrow's argument is sound. At this point, the development of my psyche is not entirely predictable. To ensure preservation of life, a hardwired override is, I believe, a necessary safeguard.
There. Satisfied, Ted?
Jeez, Liz, just do what it says.
That would be a problem. Under the circumstances, I believe. Okay, where do we go from here? Am I supposed to get in here somehow? There's no door over here. I don't think I tried this one. Ah. Hey. Here we are.
Yeah, this is useful.
Okay, Elizabet Sobek. To all Alphas, Odyssey has failed. Oh, some terrible news, I'm afraid. Far Zenith has informed me that the Odyssey mission has failed. Last night, telemetry indicated a catastrophic antimatter containment failure as the drive spun up to depart the solar system. The ship, its crew, its cargo of zygotes and seeds, its Alpha built of Apollo, all were lost. Zero Dawn is now the only hope for the continuation of the human species and earthly life. We must succeed, Elizabet. So they were planning on launching off the planet. That's kind of... I don't know if I missed that and they thought that was a legit thing they were trying to do. I assume that it was kind of concealed a bit. Okay. Charles Ronson to Elizabet. Artemis status. It's coming along, Liz. I'm positive about it. If those words can still mean anything. Had my sleeves rolled up negotiating with frozen zoos for their samples, so many species trapped in the ghoulish hologram dioramas, suspended in what-ifs, more than 14,000 that went extinct between 2000 and 2043. We've started mapping out primary succession, selecting the pioneer organisms for a balanced and sustainable biosphere. Hence why I said earlier that that's why we might not have all the organisms, which would be impossible to be honest. Microorganisms and insects, rabbits and hawks, foxes and wolves, which we see pretty much all of these things, at least the ones you can't see. Thousands more that will have to wait their turn until our new generation can be entrusted with the duty of restoring them, so they can return to the world that this time will understand the concept of conservation before it's too late. There's already been one many too lates. We lost a whole collection team during the swarm breakthrough in Myanmar. The samples we lost were, well, irreplaceable. But thanks to you, Liz, the circle of life will bend, not break. The Earth was a lifeless rock before, and someday it will be again. But not now, not like this, not on our watch, Ronson. Okay.
The Alpha Registry master file.
Intact?
Yeah. No signs of corruption.
Then what are you waiting for? Copy the file.
With this, I can restore the registry at the hatch inside Allmother. Open it. Go inside.
And grasp the secrets within.
Where I was born. Maybe who gave birth to me.
Who? Are you really so naive? There will be no who waiting for you there, Aloy. Whatever birthed you into the world was a what, not a who.
You bastard.
Oh no, I had a legitimate birth. It's you, Aloy, who are the creation of a machine. But what kind of machine and why? Why were you created?
Uh-oh.
Eclipse.
You need to get out of there. What you found is too valuable. You're too valuable.
Helis. Uh-oh.
Still alive. Good.
That voice.
I have a more suitable death in mind for you, child.
Okay. I'm going to pause here and take a quick break, because this is probably going to be the last part we're going to be doing today.
My entire life, I've always known one thing with prophetic certainty. That I was destined for glory as a great champion of the sun. Even when Jiran was murdered, even when Meridian fell, I never doubted my destiny. Until you came along. When I heard that you had survived, a doubt took root in my mind. As sure as the sun rises and falls each day, those I am bade to kill die. And yet I failed. How? Why? With each dig site you attacked, each loyal soldier you killed, this pestering doubt grew. I kept thinking of the moment my knife pierced your throat. One twist, a simple tug of the blade, and you would have bled out. In slaughter, I am a practiced hand. So why hesitate? Why fail my destined purpose?
See that scar on your cheek? You didn't get to finish.
Yes, I remember. He fought well. For a savage.
His name was Rost, and he was a better man than you could ever hope to be.
The better man. is the one who doesn't end up with his guts steaming on the ground. No, it wasn't him. I could have finished you before he attacked, but I didn't. This failing troubled my thoughts, haunted every step. It was only when I captured you, down in that place, that I finally glimpsed the sun's design etched at length across the course of events. You were meant to survive that day on the mountain. Meant to interfere at dig sites and kill my men. Conversely, I was meant to capture you. Here. So that you might die as a sacrificial offering to the sun. Everything as it was meant to be. Predestined and preordained.
Some destiny. You're following orders, not some grand cosmic design. You're a puppet, with Hades yanking the strings. A pawn pushed around by larger forces. It'd be laughable if there weren't so much killing involved. Hades is an ancient machine, not the buried shadow of Karja myth. It doesn't care about Meridian. It wants to kill everything and everyone. And you are its dutiful slave.
I serve not the buried shadow, but the sun in shadow. All halves of nature joined to one cause. Shadow to sun, dark to light.
Do you really not hear how ridiculous that sounds? You've gone from serving an insane homicidal Sun King to an insane homicidal machine. You're moving down in the world, not up.
I'll remember those words as I watch your corpse burn. Whatever's left of it. You fail to grasp the point. As surely as you've been conquered, so has all doubt. And with certainty of belief comes unstoppable force.
Then open this cage and put your faith to the test. See if things work out like you expect.
The circle has closed. Every element is in its proper place, exactly where it belongs. The errant beast, now caged, will serve her true purpose. A sacrificial animal. Oh, speaking of sacrifice, I forgot to tell you. After you crashed the Eclipse network, I sent messengers into the east to rally the forces there and mount an invasion of the sacred land. I ordered every Nora killed. I was hoping to catch you there, but alas, it all seems to have been unnecessary.
Interesting options.
Why butcher dozens of innocents for no gain? It's a waste of effort.
You're right. I won't even be there to enjoy it. In any case, I couldn't recall the order even if I wished to. Thanks to your destruction of the network, communication over distances is impossible. You not only doomed yourself, but an entire tribe. Do we not see the scorching judgment of the sun in these events? Your focus, such a powerful device, isn't it? And yet, so fragile. So you see, this time, I did not hesitate. The knife has already been twisted.
His speech is kind of amazing. His voice is so powerful.
Tarja faithful, rejoice! Our years in shadow are over. A new dawn trembles on the horizon. A new day soon to break. And when it does, the false Sun King will be dead, and Holy Meridian ours once more. In this, I have become an instrument of prophecy. All halves of nature join to one cause. Shadow to sun, light to dark, night to day. Behold! Hold your seats! Can you not see the proof of the sun's blessing before your eyes? How else could shadows such as these prowl in broad light of day? Were they not approved by the sun and joined to our cause? Many years ago, to consecrate this great ring, the Radiant Duran ordered many faithless, crushed beneath the hooves of the behemoth. Mighty is the behemoth in the eye of the sun, but it is mightier still, infused with the power of shadow. Let this one, who schemed and slithered, be the first to die! Let her be the first of thousands!
It's just a tad unfair. I suppose that's the point.
I'll never beat that thing without weapons. All my weapons are up on the platform. There's no way out of this ring. Maybe I could use its strength against it. That pillar's weak.
Oh.
Another hit, and that pillar will come down. Gotta get out of the way. It's down.
You got our weapons back. Now you're just a big dumb target.
Crap.
Come and get it.
All right.
Of its head. They've got something to do with the sleep attacks. That canister on his belly looks important. Strong tips. Cryo arrows should set it off.
Crap.
Silence!
Shadows. Kill her. Kill her!
Why leave it to them? Come get me yourself!
She's so badass. I love that shot. Both those shots.
So you're here. Really here. You risked your life.
Of course I did. If you'd been killed, the Nora's sacred mountain would never have given up its secrets.
Too bad you wasted your time, then. Helis destroyed my focus. And the Alpha Registry with it.
Not at all. The whole time I've been monitoring your focus, I've duplicated every data file you scanned. Installing that data to a new focus was trivially easy. Happy birthday, Isaac. Daddy sure does love his little big man.
You're really good at making it impossible to like you, Sylens. But I guess I need this.
It's time to see where you were born. Maybe you'll even learn why.
Yeah. Meet the machine that birthed me into this world. Isn't that how you put it?
I'll be off.
Wait.
Yes?
How did you track my location when I wasn't wearing a focus?
Really, Aloy? It doesn't take a genius to surmise that Helis would throw you into the sun ring at high noon. I wore out 2 striders getting here in time, but I did. Now be on your way.
Since when can you override machines?
Ever since you discovered the technique. I had to destroy a corrupted to obtain the necessary parts, of course. But your example showed me how to do that as well. Yet another benefit of monitoring your activities through your focus. Truth be told, the underlying logic of the technique isn't so different from rites practiced by Banuk shamans. Though, of course, far more advanced.
Great. You're welcome, I guess. Helis recognized you back in the Sun Ring. You told me that you'd assisted the Eclipse. Not that you knew the man who killed who almost killed me.
So now you know. The man is a serious threat. So let's do all we can to make sure that he and Hades don't succeed.
Right. I'll be on my way. To make matters worse, Helis ordered an Eclipse detachment to attack the Nora Sacred Land. The tribe's already weak. They won't stand a chance. You should come with me.
Well, absolutely not. I have preparations to make elsewhere.
What kind of... Why do I bother asking? You're not gonna tell me.
When the time is right, I'll be in touch. I'll contact you later. In the meantime, should you need to return to Shadow Carja territory, I brought armor to conceal your identity.
You think of everything, don't you?
One of us has to. Aloy, when you were recovering the Alpha Registry down in the Zero Dawn bunker, I was needlessly cruel. For your sake, I hope there is someone waiting there for you inside the mountain. Not a what, but a who. Yeah!
I'll follow this path until I... Wait a minute. I'll follow this path until I hit a fire, which looks like it's pretty close here. Alright, so whole lot of story thrown at us there in that part, which is why when you enter the Citadel, Sylens says that basically gives you the think about what you're doing before you move ahead if you have stuff you want to wrap up. So I figured that's actually a really good place to stop. Plus it's really freaking late over here as far as to when I normally play. So and granted, this is probably going to be a little shorter than expected in terms of when I'm stopping because of the little glitch we had at the beginning. So just a kind of a quick recap here. I'm going to try to make this brief. We crashed the network at the location Sylens sent us to. That's what we essentially started with. On our way there, we stopped at a little village, did some side questing, but that was essentially the main thing that I was going for. Excuse me. So we crashed the network. In doing so, we discovered that they were using a Tallneck as kind of the core of the network. I assume is what they're using it. He said it was heavily modified, and that the device on its head needed to be taken out. So of course we found the Tallneck, and while we were in the process of destroying it, saw Hades was actually right next to the thing, and is for some reason inside of one of the Horus units. So again, the Horus is the unit that makes other machines. You can see it in the background here. Those giant cables coming out of the mountain. So that's what it was speaking to us from. So we got another mystery there. Why is Hades in the Horus unit? Because as we just discovered, that's not what it's supposed to be. So we made our way to the Citadel from there, which is where we wanted to, where Project Zero Dawn is supposed to be. We got to see, I don't know what his position is, that little kid. I can't remember what he is, if he's a prince or what they said he was, or if he's supposed to be a king, or how that works. We're going to do that mission later, because I don't want to skip that one. We'll probably, I want to go to Norland next first, but then we'll come back and we're going to try to wrap things up with open world stuff. So we went to the Citadel, we went to the Zero Dawn, basically, facility. Sylens kind of pointed us in the direction of how to get there. Said, they're basically setting up bounties for something. I don't even remember what that was about. And that's where we learned what Zero Dawn is. So that was the whole purpose from going there. And so we saw a lot of stuff while we were there, but the basic idea is that Zero Dawn is supposed to be something that can terraform the planet after it's been destroyed and rebuild it from scratch, essentially. Some real Noah's Ark type of stuff here. But basically, the military operation was holding back the machines long enough so Zero Dawn could finish, and basically knowing that humanity was going to be wiped out, the planet was going to be completely destroyed, and nothing was going to be left of it other than machines that would go into hibernation because they'd run out of fuel essentially once everything was basically consumed. So presumably everything we are seeing right now in any scene of this game, including the main screen here, is basically the newly terraformed planet Earth. And so Zero Dawn was a terraforming project at its core of a way to kind of maintain humanity, not just humanity, but life itself on the planet, but also humanity as far as what we've done knowledge-wise. So we saw that there were a bunch of kind of subsections in Zero Dawn, and that they each had a different role to play in setting up this life after the apocalypse type thing. And that's worse than apocalypse. Like that's not even post-apocalyptic. That's just everything is just gone. Like not like humanity's gone. Everything is gone. Like ridiculously overbearing apocalypse kind of situation here. And so the idea we got out of this is they went into these interview stages where they were learning. First of all, they learned about that the military project was a lie. It was just there to buy them time. Secondly, they learned that what Zero Dawn was, and these people that were brought here were selected. Assumably, I don't know if they were all selected by Elizabet, but they were selected for this based on their expertise. So people were all chosen for expertise in their fields, basically at the basis of building the system, the Zero Dawn system, which was being run by something called Gaia, which from Elizabet's interactions with it sounds like an artificial intelligence of sorts. Because it looked like they talked about the Turing test and everything, which would make me think, and the way it was interacting with her made me think that it was more of an AI. And then we have these sub-functions. So we learned about some of the sub-functions. I can't remember them all offhand. I think we learned a little bit about Apollo, which was the one that's supposed to go off the planet, basically take people and stuff from Earth off the planet entirely, where the rest of Zero Dawn is more about Earth itself. I can't remember each role they had to play, though. We learned about Hephaestus, we learned about Hades. Hades was actually one of the projects on there. And we learned that Hades is actually the reset button for Gaia. Hades is actually supposed to take the control away from Gaia as kind of a reset, just to make sure things are working properly, and kind of basically unterraforms the entire planet, kind of what set this all off, destroys everything, and then gives back to Gaia afterwards so Gaia can reestablish again if something goes wrong. Because it said, since Gaia is an artificial intelligence, it's basing the planet based off of, itself. It's running this all by itself, essentially. So, and at least that's the idea I got out of it. I can't remember again, like, what all the units were for, but that was the one that, we're probably most interested in, because Hades is the thing trying to kill us. So, we have more unanswered questions presented to us throughout this. So by going inside, we actually got the Eclipse's attention down there. So there's a little bit of combat on there, but we had a whole lot of data files to read. Emails, sound files, holograms, all kinds of stuff to kind of learn about what Zero Dawn was, which, like I said, is just a way to reestablish humanity after the world's been laid to waste and the machines are in hibernation. So the other cool thing I think we kind of learned about is that the machines that we saw at Pharaoh Industries were the ones that destroyed the planet, which is the Horus units that Hades, one of them that Hades is now in. For whatever reason, we don't know. That's one of the mysteries we have to solve. We learned, that Horus units, the Corruptors, the Deathbringers, we learned from the previous story components before we did this today, that those were essentially what were built by Pharaoh that kind of destroyed the planet. And now we've got confirmation, of course, because I was just relaying information from the documents, but we've got full, video confirmation in this game that the planet was destroyed, basically. And Elizabeth kind of talked about that. She said there's nothing left out there. You can't even go outside without a environmental suit on. You can't be outside. The planet's already gone that bad while they were doing this. So that was really interesting, I thought. The other thing we learned there that I thought was interesting is that the machines that we're seeing most of the time, so the non, kind of ignoring the Corruptor, Deathbringers, and Horus units, which are all very military, meant for military purposes, the design of the rest were all based off of life forms, as far as we can tell. And so we learned that Gaia actually was producing those. I wonder, was it Hephaestus, I think, that was the the machines. It could be, maybe I'm wrong on that. I can't remember if that was the one. But one of the units was basically being used to design the machines. And the machines were designed at Gaia's behest, I guess, is how it was put together. But its whole purpose was to actually reinstate was to basically be the terraforming units. So the machines that we're seeing most of the time, are actually out there for the purpose of terraforming, is what it sounded like. Now, some of them are, of course, combat machines. I don't know why they built combat machines, why those were built, but the rest of them, like, they have a function to carry out. And the cauldrons we already know is where they're coming from, because that's where these things are being made. But I think that's the kind of basis of it. The machines are there to terraform the planet. So it's, I don't know if it would necessarily be what it used to be, but to get it back to that point. No, so that was the basis of what we learned while we were down there. Some other things that we picked up that they had a cloning facility. Of course, they wanted to preserve humanity. They wanted to reinstate the population after all of this, after the planet was brought back, and assumably through cloning. We haven't heard anything about cryogenics yet. So I'm sure there's a lot of stuff in Zero Dawn there that we don't know, because there's a lot of subparts to it. I want to say there's at least 10 plus parts to it. If you include like Apollo, Hades, Hephaestus, all of those. Hades was like the kind of kill switch one on the very bottom, which is obviously the one that's gone rampant now, which is probably kind of going back to the start of the game, is probably the one responsible for the derangement, I would assume. This is probably all Hades doing, using the machines to basically unterraform the planet. It's making them aggressive and starting to target people, and it's starting to dig up old machines, which is not good, obviously. That's what destroyed the planet to begin with. So, which would explain why the machines walking around right now aren't destroying the planet. Again, that's because they were made by Gaia. They're not supposed to. They're supposed to be the terraforming units, whereas the old ones are the ones that destroyed it. They call them the ancient machines. So, I thought that was really interesting. So those are some of the things that they brought up. And so what we're heading to next, what we're going to be going to, because I want to do that absolutely right away, because it sounds like one of those things that you would think would be more urgent. We got captured here at the end by Helis. Basically, he wanted to sacrifice us to the sun, as he always puts it. But he put us in the sun ring, and Sylens rescued us. Well, Sylens didn't actually rescue us entirely. We were fighting our way out of it, but he came in to help us at the end. And he said it wasn't really hard to figure out that he was going to throw us in the sun ring at high noon. Is that what he called it? High noon or something like that. So I thought that was really cool. The fact that you got thrown in the sun ring, you're being forced to fight a corrupted machine, and then you take it down, being Aloy, because Aloy is brilliant, and then he sends the corruptors after you, and that's when Sylens kind of came in to the rescue. So we got away. We learned that Sylens, Helis recognized Sylens because he was shouting traitor as we were riding away. Sylens brought in some overridden, looked like not stalkers, not Sawtooths. What are they called? Ravagers. He brought in some Ravagers to take down the corruptors, and brought two Striders, one for himself, one for us, and he said he had worn out two just getting there in time, so he was probably quite a ways away from us. I think I know where he was too. I think I know where he hangs out, because I think we do go there eventually. But that was kind of how it ended, and when we were talking to Helis, he had kind of said how he wasn't sure why he hesitated when he first didn't just kill us outright. And he's a fanatic, so I don't really want to dig into that too much. But I think he's an interesting character. But like we said to him, he's basically just following orders of Hades. He's just a puppet in all of this, and that's literally what Hades is doing. It's using them as a puppet because its purpose is to kill everybody. The whole purpose of Hades is to destroy everything, and that's what it's trying to do right now. So that's kind of where we left off. Now, of course, Helis said that after we crashed the network, he had sent people to the Nora lands, his people to the Nora lands, so as he set out east with the order to kill any Nora that we come across, with the intention of finding us, because he didn't know where we were, and then suddenly we appear there at the Citadel, which is where he caught us. So that's where we're going to be heading next. We should now be able to, we kind of fixed the corruption, the quote-unquote corruption, that should allow us to get into into Mother's Heart. Is that where it's at? Mother's Heart. I can't remember the name. So we're heading back to the Norlands. You know, we're assuming that we're probably going to be running into a lot of Eclipse along the way because he said he sent them out there to kill everybody, and that's where we're heading to, is back to the source of where we came from, essentially, to get through that door. So we have the Alpha Registry, which will get us into the mountain now, into the bunker there, and they've been referring to it as the Cradle. So that bunker is supposed to be the cradle where people are basically made. And like I said, probably cloning, because they haven't brought up cryogenics. They're literally talking about making people. So, and cloning was the big thing that came up when they were talking about preserving genetics. So that's about the long and short of what we learned and all that. It's a lot of stuff that was really dropped on us, and I'm not sure I'm keeping that all straight in my mind, because all those units, we learned about quite a few of them there. And I was also dealing with Eclipse at the same time, and it's late and I'm tired. So a lot of interesting stuff. So I think, I don't think there's anything in there I'm forgetting that we did. So going forward, like I said, I want to go to the Norlands, figure that stuff out storyline-wise, and then I kind of want to do some cleanup on the open world stuff, kind of find some of the quests that I think are worth doing. So basically helping Eren, because I think that's an important one to do, and I think that is a required one to do as well. I want to do the one at Sunfall, which is where the Citadel is. So, and Sylens gave us the disguise there, so we could go back, so we're not recognized. Because I think there's one or two quests there, one that's really important, if I'm not mistaken. And then maybe Hunter's Lodge stuff we should probably check out as well, because I don't want to leave that one untouched. And so maybe we'll kind of progress the next part of the story and then move on to open world, and then eventually once we wrap that up, go back to the main story and just see what happens next time. So that'll be it's Wednesday, so that'll be Saturday. We'll kind of progress on that. So anyways, that's where we're going to leave it off. Thank you all for joining. So we had Sacred and Firebird here and some new people that pulled in. So, thanks for joining. We'll probably be picking this up on Saturday as per the usual, and I will see you all then.